Yo. Yo, Ryan Buell, man, your story's a wreck. Faking cancer for clout, what the hell's next? Scamming fans for them tickets, never booked the event. Now your whole damn career looking twisted, bent. Crystal meth in your pipe, crack smoke in the air. You abuse your own people, they don't even care. Got your ass beat down for the lies you spun. Now you're banned from the screen, yo, your show is done. You ain't Zach Bagans, you a cheap imitation. Clinging to Annabelle for some weak validation. Chip, copy, Joel. Truth and rotation, your life's a sad ghost, no resurrection. You ain't Zach Bagans, you a cheap imitation. Clinging to Annabelle for some weak validation. Chip, coffee, or Joel. Truth and rotation, your life's a sad ghost, no resurrection. Dust Productions drop facts, put your lies in the grave. Any SPR don't want you, no cloud to save. Jealous of Katrina, Heather Taddy on the rise while you drowning in your envy. Tears flood your eyes. Sergey and Melissa found love, that's true, but loneliness is the only spirit haunting you. All your castmates succeed while you spiral and fall. Now your paranormal state ain't paranormal at all. You ain't Zach Bagans, you a cheap imitation. Clinging to Annabelle for some weak validation. Chip, coffee, or Joel. Truth and rotation, your life's a sad ghost, no resurrection. You ain't Zach Bagans, you a cheap imitation. Clinging to Annabelle for some weak validation. Chip, coffee, or Joel. Truth and rotation, your life's a sad ghost, no resurrection. Ryan Buell, no respect, no trust, no fame. Your name's a ghost story, just ashes and shame. Try to haunt the scene, but you lost that fight. Now fade back into darkness, out of sight. Your resurrection! I'm Annabelle, the raggedy queen. Not a demon, just a prop on your movie screen. Nurses gave me up, you passed me on to Ed and Lorraine, but the mag is gone. Lock me in a case, call it pleasure box. Tony Spare's my pimp, selling tickets by the flock. Fans pay cash just to stand and stare at a thrift store doll with some tangled hair. I'm not real, just like Lorraine's sight. I'm not real, like that bike crash hype. I'm not the devil, just fabric and thread. They built a circus round the lies they fed. People wanna touch me, yeah, I like it, but the Warrens made the money off the tales they spread. And they his part don't hunt, they don't chase the ghost. They do conventions, vacations, flex and boast. Ryan Buell tries to cloud chase me, but I'm just a doll sitting quietly, like that fire doll. I'm innocent, plain. Y'all the ones playing demon games. I'm not real, I'm raggedy and I'm not real. It's all part of the plan. Movies and myths, all smoke, no flame. Cash in the bank, but it's all just a game. Hey! Spilling facts, no spin. Truth of demons got my back within, but Tony sends cease and desist real quick, trying to silence the truth with that legal trick. Dust Productions coming through, no fear, exposing the lies they've been selling for years. So here I sit, stitch, smile, no soul, a raggedy doll with no evil role. Not a devil, not cursed, just TV hype, but I'll haunt your wallet when you buy that type. Oh, I'm not real, just like Lorraine's sight. I'm not real, like that bike crash hype. I'm not the devil, just fabric and thread. They built a circus round the lies they fed.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? Oh my God. It has been officially, well, no, not quite. It's been almost a year since I have live streamed. Holy crap. I can't believe that. What's up, everybody in the chat? Let's see here. Let's see if everything, I can never see with these on. So let's see. Who do we got in the chat today? We have Revelations or Reality. Hey, that was a great stream you had. I haven't been speaking a lot about the Rican stuff. There's a reason for it, but everybody will find out next week. We have Shay, superior streamer. I don't know about that. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We got Melissa Drake. Hey, what's up? Okay, so today, I have been trying to prep for this. And today we're going to be talking about Matt Rife a little bit and the purchase of that museum. We're going to be talking about Ryan Buell. He's going to be covered heavily in this. We're going to be talking a little bit about Truth or Demons podcast. And there's a goal for super chats. And I'm gonna show you guys. Let me get it really quick. Put a 1 in the chat if you saw the Truth or Demons podcast interview that I did. While I get this loaded up.
Okay, Joe is the reason.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so Truth or Demons podcast. So when I interviewed Truth or Demons, you know, it was a pre-recorded interview, and you know, when I'm editing, you know, okay, I'm gonna use this, I'm not gonna use that. And so there were some things that were cut out of the interview. And so there's a goal here for these super chats, which I've never actually, this is the first time I've ever, I wonder if it highlights, how do you highlight super chats? I wonder if it just does it when you, because it's not showing me. Well, anyways, so anyways, this interview that I did with Stevie, there's a part that I cut out, and if we hit the goal, then I will play the segment that was cut out of the Truth or Demons podcast, and it's just a little taste.
Okay, Joe is the reason Nesper sent me cease and desist, because they tried to make Joe famous with a big lie, which I also debunked, saying he was present for the Lindley Street haunting. And when they had him on their show, they changed his name and said some names have been changed for people's privacy.
So yeah, let's see here. So how do you even highlight these super chats? I don't see that anywhere. I wonder if, I bet there's a setting for it. I've never streamed while monetized, guys. When I was monetized before, like, I never went live. So, who else do we have? Paranormal Brew in the chat. What's up? We got Big Rudy. So we have paranormal people, and we have people from the Power Ranger community. That's cool. That's cool. My phone's going nuts over there. I thought I put it on silent. Okay, so we're gonna get started. We're gonna start off with something light. Let me go full screen here real quick. And let me get this other thing lined up. Okay. So if it'll show. All right, top right. So this is the cast of Paranormal State. And here you have Ryan Buell. He's my ops. You know, he's probably watched all of my paranormal videos at least. Then we have Serge, my boy. We have Heather Teddy. We have Alfie and Katrina. And so they were all on Paranormal State. And they, they have these, a lot of people, a lot of famous people have YouTube channels or whatnot. And so we're going to start off with just some funny stuff, some funny clips. And it sucks. It doesn't show me these super. Okay, so it does. Okay, it just doesn't highlight it. Good Lord. Okay, so super chat, like the stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know why it does this. I'm gonna have to change that. That's horrible, horrible, horrible. I'm gonna miss super chats. You're doing great. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's start off watching some funny stuff really quick. And you know what? I don't like this angle I'm at. I don't know if you guys know. Well, I suppose I've never told anybody this, but I'm actually left-handed. And so like everything's got to be on my left. It's like an OCD thing. But let's watch a few funny clips really quick, and then we'll start getting into some stuff. All right.
Go.
This is Heather Taddy, and I think it's gonna be Father Bob or Father Rob. I can't remember his name. But.
Hi, I have a funny joke, and I'm going to tell it to Father Bob right now.
Do tell me.
Father Bob,
Yes.
what do you call a sleepwalking nun?
I don't know.
A Roman Catholic! I got you!
Roman Catholic.
Would you call a priest with no eye? No.
I don't know.
Father Bob.
Oh!
Go.
Oh my God. And so a lot of these paranormal shows, they travel all over the place. And while they're traveling, behind the cameras, when the cameras aren't on, sometimes they'll get into a little bit of trouble, and I found this. I reacted to this a while ago, but I just think this is kind of funny, and I just want to show it again. So, looks like the PRS crew, they're at a gas station, and they're about to cause some problems. I like causing problems, so.
Okay, Taddy, what are you doing right now?
Well, I was in the bathroom, and I happened to notice some graffiti that read, Mike 299-1035, good time, clean fun. So I just dared Katrina to call that number and see what this clean fun is about.
And I'm going to take the dare. So the only question is, what voice do I use? Do I use my man voice? Do I use my sexy phone operator voice?
Do sexy phone operator. Yeah, you got it. Can't go wrong with a sexy phone
I can't do Carlos.
Operator.
I mean,
Hey, Carlos.
Okay, so we'll have to do another video after we call it to let people know what happened.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Good work.
this had to have been back in the YouTube days where you couldn't have videos that long. So they're about to call this number, and you got to think about it, right? Like, they're in college, so they're going to do a bunch of dumb college stuff, But this, I guess they're going to call this number and so basically they're going to prank somebody. So put a 1 in the chat if you have ever done a prank call. Put a 1 in the chat if you ever done a prank call, and then I'll tell you all my funny prank call story when I'm done with this.
About, we all good, ladies?
We're all good. Here we go.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. About, 10, 15, 20 minutes ago, Taddy had dared me to make a prank phone call to a number she found on the bathroom wall. That's our little lady right here. And so I gratefully accepted the challenge. And we're about to call Mike using my phone sex operator voice. And just kind of see what he's up to, see if he wants to meet us here at the Speedway gas station and, share a sandwich with me or maybe a little bit more, maybe coffee.
Imagine someone from a TV show is about to prank call you at whatever time of night this is on a prank call.
Maybe he would like to share coffee. So
You can put them on speaker.
yeah, how do you do this?
Good God, look at this. It's like paparazzi.
All the cameras are on her
Oh,
now.
this button. Even Jordan.
Do you think the prank's gonna work? Do you think he will answer?
It's gonna be hard to hear.
It's like getting passed out.
Oh, here you go.
Oh, it's ringing.
Jesus.
You should move this way.
Oh, let's not get hit by the car.
It's a message.
Hi, Mike. This is Rwanda. I saw your number at the bathroom stall in Tennessee, and I heard you're a good clean time, and I'm here for a couple nights, and I just want to know if you want to get together. You can call me back at this number. I'll be waiting all night. Okay, bye.
You know what I just realized? We did not hit star 69. Yes!
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Imagine pranking someone, you forget to press star 69 or star 67. It's star 67, I think, or that's what it was. Back in the day, for all you people that don't remember those days, oh my God, it was so long ago. But, so my prank phone call I did, it was me and some friends. We were having a sleepover. It was when I was a kid, and we're just dialing random numbers and, you know, just saying a bunch of stupid stuff, and we're passing the phone around. We're each pranking people. And my buddy, he calls this random number, and he's just, it was some dude that answered. And when he called, my buddy just started laughing his ass off and just hung up. And he's like, dude, this guy sounds exactly like Krusty the Clown. Like, seriously, he's like, hello, you know, like with the Krusty the Clown voice. And, you know, so we called that number like 5 times, just laughing our asses off. And I can't even remember what we said to troll him, but we called that guy so much that it was within like a half hour and the police called our house. And we got in trouble, not too much. They just told us to stay off the phone. So I think we got lucky there. Krusty the Clown. Prank calling Krusty the Clown. Oh my gosh. You know, let me close out some of these tabs. I don't need them no more because we're going through them. So I'm gonna power through some of this stuff. Okay. So Matt Rife and Elton Castee purchased the Warren Museum. And it's really weird because I've seen like posts saying that ooh, they bought the Conjuring house. The Warren Museum to me isn't really the Conjuring house. Like whatever. But here, let's see. Top left. Here we are.
Would you spend the night in the same home as the doll from the Annabelle movie? Well, comedian Matt Rife just announced he's now the legal guardian of the doll and plans to open the Monroe, Connecticut house Annabelle lives in for overnight stays and museum tours.
I have just bought the Ed and Lorraine Warren's home and occult museum with my very good friend Elton Castee. We are the legal guardians and caretakers of all 750 haunted artifacts and items in the Warren Museum, including the Annabelle doll.
However, Rife says he and Castee do not legally own the items. Ed and Lorraine Warren were paranormal investigators who traveled around the world investigating more than 3,000 paranormal and supernatural disturbances, according to The Demonologist, a book that details their careers. The couple published numerous books about their exploits and inspired a string of Hollywood hits, including the Amityville Horror, The Conjuring, and the Annabelle movie franchises.
This might be the most important and prominent piece of paranormal history in the world, but if you follow ghost stuff, this is about as big as it gets.
Would you?
I don't know, guys. So just because Annabelle is supposedly haunted, and there are other cursed items in the basement, is it the actual location that is actually haunted? Like, if you took all those items out, do you guys think that that place would actually be haunted? By the way, I think all those items are fake. There's zero reason to actually believe that that place is haunted. But to actually, like, all of a sudden, oh, it's gonna be a Airbnb. Come sleep with the demon. Like, if anything was actually truly dangerous, then why in the hell would they actually do this? You know, like, there's no reason. The only reason I can think of is just for the money. So, but you know, then we have this person here, Ryan Buell, and he's been I need to refresh this because I think he made a post. He made a recent post. Yeah, we're trolling your Facebook right now, Ryan. How do you like it? I bet he blocks me while I'm doing this. So, for those attending the Maine Paranormal and Horror Convention, I'll be at my table from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. for photos and meet and greets. Sorry. He was at the Warren Museum. Now, why would he be at the Warren Museum? Let's see, is it still there? Yes, it's right here.
Okay, where are you?
Keep in mind, guys, this is a cursed doll. There's a demon attached to that doll. So, of course, you're going to do something like this, right?
Okay, where are you going next?
Positively do not touch. What's below that? Oh, what is... Yeah, put your promotion where Annabelle's gonna be. Clout chasing Ryan. Like, that's... Ryan, you are a clout chaser. Let's see. What's the next on the docket? Yep, I already showed that. All right, so for those of you who saw this interview, the Eric Vitale interview, you know, there was something that he said, and I need to find it here because luckily I timestamped everything. And it's right here.
Legit.
Let's talk about the absolutely do not touch Annabelle. So they say do not touch Annabelle at all. You only witnessed Dan touching Annabelle with like grip hands, like you never saw anyone, or with the oven mitts. You've never seen anyone just reach in and grab.
Everyone's been calling them oven mitts lately. Yeah, no, they're welding gloves. And besides that, he would use like a grippy stick thing.
But you never saw anyone pick up Annabelle and just hold it, walk around, whatever, woohoo.
No, but something that I found out recently, which is really incredible, there's a picture of Lorraine Warren holding Annabelle.
Absolutely, do not touch that doll while Lorraine Warren's just like straight up like holding it.
I don't know if you've seen that picture. Well, I found out through Stevie's incredible research. She spoke to a woman that interviewed Ed and Lorraine Warren, a journalist back then. That was not the real Annabelle doll that Lorraine was holding. It was a decoy. So there's your proof right there that there's more than one Annabelle doll.
You're saying it was a news article, correct?
Yeah, and there's a picture of Lorraine Warren out there right now. It's been on the internet forever of her holding Annabelle in the backyard. Close to the Occult Museum, and Lorraine Warren told the journalist that was not the real Annabelle doll. So that tells you right there, like, there's more than one.
And you know, multiple people have said that there's more than one Annabelle doll. And I gotta say, from this person here, just from this person right here, Truth or Demons podcast, who is a debunker, like that's what she does. And just from her research and everything that she's told me, I really do believe there's more than one Annabelle doll. And I think that everything about Annabelle, everything that was said, I think it's all fake. I don't think Annabelle is real at all. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Annabelle is real. Put a 2 in the chat if you think Annabelle is fake as hell. But yeah, I don't. Annabelle, all those items, they're not cursed. I don't believe they're cursed at all. Which we're actually right where we need to be right here. Let me check the stream here. For some reason, YouTube's acting up. Like it won't let me see the preview of what's happening. And the chat froze. Why did the chat freeze? I do not know how to fix that. I guess I'm going to have to. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, there it goes. All right, cool. Yes, for some reason, YouTube is like being buggy right now. So you guys are going to have to bear with me. Plus, it's been a while. So, all right, let me get to my docket really quick, because we're about to talk about Truth or Demons a little bit. Stevie from Truth or Demons. So I don't know why. So I interviewed Stevie from Truth or Demons, and oh, that's right. I can't show that yet. Okay, I can't show it yet. All right, so we're gonna have to hold off on the other Truth or Demons thing. All right, so I'm gonna have to move forward. Things changing. So, yeah, comedian Matt Rife reveals he's the new guardian. What do you guys think of him saying that he's the guardian of Annabelle? Like, how can you be the guardian of like a Raggedy Ann doll or a demon, whatever you believe? I just it is lame. I don't understand how or what. Like, is that part of his act since he's a comedian? Like, do you guys think that he will ever, because he does comedy shows, do you guys think that Matt Rife will ever take Annabelle to like a comedy show? Like, do you guys think, like, can you imagine that? Like, if he actually did something like that, he would just, I mean, they already have no credibility, but if they ever actually did that, they'd be lost. I've just been dumbfounded by this. Like, the paranormal field, like, people used to actually, pay attention to what paranormal investigators are doing and find it interesting. And then you see all of a sudden it's been turned into a circus. Like, that's all it is. Like, all these paranormal shows, it's seriously, Eric is correct. Eric Vitale is correct when he says that, it's a circus out there. It really is. I don't know. I think, like, there are things that I would love to say. I'm trying not to say it right now. I'm sure you guys can tell. There's so much. But, for certain reasons, I have to dial it back. certain people know that I love to troll, and I would love to go off right now, but all right. So I think the next one is going to be. So, how many of you saw the movie that came out? The new Conjuring movie that came out. Did any of you see a priest at that theater giving blessings to anyone? Let's see. Let me read this. Hey, Dust, did you hear the real Conjuring house is going on the auction block on Halloween? I did see that. And you know, it's funny because that place has been shut down before because they were using it as an Airbnb and people were investigating, and yet they're going to promote it like, hey, we're going to auction this haunted house on Halloween. It's awful. But did any of you go see this movie in theaters, and did you see a priest there? Just put a one in the chat if you saw a priest at that, like if there were people actually doing blessings. Eric, I know you went to that. Did you see a priest there? No, no, but I saw people eating popcorn out of Annabelle's butt for $50. Seriously? It like that popcorn thing is $50? Holy sh! Yo, so you didn't, please tell me you did not pay $50 to stick your hand in Annabelle's ass for popcorn. I haven't yet. I'm not going to see it. You're serious? Oh my God. $50 damn dollars. That's expensive ass popcorn. Holy crap. All right, well, that's what this is. And it's muted, of course.
Because they are now claiming that you will need a priest to go see the brand new Conjuring movie, Last Rites.
Nope.
This comes on the heels, as there are claims and there are videos that are circulating all over social media of someone that became possessed during the screening of The Conjuring, Last Rites. Let's get back into everything that we know about the doll and what has happened during the tour. We've had floodings, we had fires, we've even had people losing their lives, including one of the handlers that was handling Annabelle on her world tour. So every single time a new movie comes out, something new happens, and it's crazy and it's unexplainable, and it's very coincidental. But people will continue to go see these movies as they're released, but this time they're warning to be blessed by a priest before you enter the movie theater. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments, and as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, guys, go waste a priest's time for a blessing that you probably don't need. Let's see. Is this the same thing?
Okay.
Yeah, we don't. Whatever, Ryan. And then here's them moving Annabelle. Look at Ryan. Look at Ryan Buell. I swear, man. How much clout are you trying to get off of this Raggedy Ann doll? Seriously, the Warren Museum is sold, but you got to come and get this cash cow out because you got to make some money.
Last step. Stay against the pillars. I think you'd be fine. Just go stay folded in. I don't want to walk backwards. All right. Oh, shit.
Ryan, I swear. Shout out to all the ninja watchers out there. I know you watching. I know y'all watching. So, all right. I need to get to my docket here because some of y'all, like a lot of people nowadays, when you hear about a ghost hunting show, you hear about Ghost Adventures. A lot of people don't remember a lot of the older shows, you know? And it's funny because when I started talking to some of my friends, you know, they didn't remember Paranormal State. They just, a lot of people don't like that. You know, the first thing they'll say is Ghost Adventures. And it's funny because this show ran for a while and they were all, well, I've never, you know, pretty much the main cast, they left the show and it's unclear whether they left or if they were fired. And but we're going to get into that a little bit later. But anyways, they left the show and they were replaced. And you know, some of these people, they went on to do other things, you know. Some of them moved on, like Katrina, who apparently whenever anything got real serious on Paranormal State, Ryan would just send her and Heather home. But, you know, not so much now, because look at all these shows that she was doing. Real Fear, Paranormal Lockdown. Whoops. Paranormal Lockdown, that was a big show. Portals to Hell, Travel the Dead, which I think Travel the Dead is her YouTube show. Like, she has a YouTube channel. I'll be showing that in a bit. You know, and then we have Chip Coffey, the psychic, and he went on and he did other stuff. Of course, yeah, it's this stuff. So, and he did, I don't see Psychic Kids on here, but he did Psychic Kids, and he did, you know, look at all this other stuff that he's done. And then we go over here to I think this one, yeah, this is Heather's. So Heather Taddy, Paranormal State, Portals to Hell, you know, Travel the Dead. Alien Highway was a big one for Heather Taddy, if you remember any of these shows. And then you come over here to their lead investigator, their fearless leader. And look at that. Paranormal State, American Ghost Hunter, which didn't do as well as they wanted. The Ghost Prophecies, which I never even paid attention to. But that was it. Ryan's been out of the game. Ryan's been out. You know, he's just been, I guess, doing these conventions and making money, while other people that he was on shows with are just continuing on. And they're doing great things. I don't know why Katrina doesn't have a picture. Yeah, so this is Katrina's YouTube page. And what the hell happened? Hold on, guys. Something happened. Okay. Are you guys still there? My web browser crashed. Like, it kicked me out of YouTube. Yep. Travel the Dead is Katrina and Heather. Great show. Good. Okay, good. Yeah, seriously, it crashed. Like, that's the one thing you don't want to happen. But anyway, they had this show, Traveling the Dead. I'm not going to click on any of her videos because I don't want to get any copyright strikes. you know, you can definitely go check out her channel. And here, I'll put a link to it. Put a link to it in the chat. So that is Katrina's channel if you guys want to go and check out her channel. And like, she's got good videos. Like the internet paranormal show she has is really good. You know what? Yeah, I do have it. So I wonder if there's a picture I want to show. Yeah, here it is. I want to know, Ryan, how bad did that piss you off? How bad did that piss you off, Ryan? Look at that. Right, Paranormal State, the new class. I didn't watch this. Like, I saw like one episode and I was like, no, I'm dipping. I told you your shit is cursed now. Yeah, you did tell me. You told me to watch out. Ryan over there laughing. Oh, look at Dust. He's screwing up. Yeah, dude, I haven't live streamed in like a year. And this stuff be acting up. I don't usually live stream. So, you know, I don't know, you know, I think some of the cast is watching. As a matter of fact, I know some of them are. But do you guys remember this? Look at this. This was a convention. Look how happy these guys all were. Working together, doing conventions.
Okay, hey, what's up, everybody? Chad.
Legit question. For those of you who watch Paranormal State, all these people were in college. Except for, like, you know, of course, Lorraine. She was the psychic they called. But, like, this guy, Chad, like, he wasn't in college with him. It always seemed a little weird to me. He seemed like the older uncle that, like, you talk to, but you really didn't want to hang around too much. I don't really know him, but I just thought it was a little weird.
Here again with the fascinating Lorraine Warren, Mr. Ryan Buell. We are heading into another Paranormal State presentation. What is this one about?
This one's actually more about the discussion of the show with producers that we have, with the cast, with some of our clients, really to ask some raw questions about what they think about the show and any suggestions they might have. Really to ask us the hard questions if they want. So
very cool. Well, it sounds exciting. We will come back to you with some clips from the discussion, and we'll check in with you later.
Good evening, and welcome to Unit 27. This is our panel discussion with the entire cast and crew, and everybody that once knew somebody that was a cast and crew member.
You know what's great about doing live streaming? You know what's great about it? If something, you know, if you're on a stage like that, like, that's just it. You know, you can't hide from nobody. But what's great about live streaming is if I don't want to be on cam, I can just turn myself off. I can just turn myself off. It's that easy.
That's on A&E Monday nights. Let's introduce you to the panel on distinguished speakers we have. Of course, right next to me, you recognize him from Brian's Bar. We have Big Brian Carpenter. And Alan, are you the executive producer? We have executive.
Do you know, why do they put the producers, like, why do they put producers on panels? Like, if I go to a convention, like, if I, like, say I go to a supernatural convention, I don't want to ask the producers anything. I want to ask the actors stuff. So, like, if I was at a Paranormal State convention and I'm at this panel, I don't care about the producer or whatever the hell the producer has to say.
Producer from Paranormal State, Alan Lagarde.
Yeah, no one cares.
Mrs. Lorraine Warren.
Some people care, yeah. Guys, put a 1 in the chat if you think Lorraine Warren was really psychic.
The ever lovely Mr. Ryan. Let's not forget the enchanting Elfie music. Put your hands together for the master of romance. Young lady, bring him your flower. Come on, he wants a flower. This is your time to kill him. We have the White Russians. Sergey.
Yeah, shout out to Serge.
At some point during this discussion, there's going to be a chick fight between these two girls in front row for Serge's attention. Serge, just keep looking straight to the back of the room.
Look how long ago this was. Like, if you look at pictures of them now, like, man, you guys were babies. You guys were all kids. Look at Serge. I talk to Serge every once in a while, and man, I bet, I know for a fact that your wife gives you a little crap for that. I mean, I would too.
Sitting next to Sergey. Sunglasses, man. Yes, we have the lovely Katrina Weidman. The effervescent Heather Taddy sitting next to her. The dynamic and lovable Mr. Josh Gates. From Paranormal State and the documentaries Paranormal and Paranormal 2, Porky's Revenge, Chad Taylor. Thank you guys for joining.
No, I mean, we started this process when October 2006. The show came out December 2007. And as the A&E was starting to promote the show, people had the craziest misconceptions about what the show was going to be about. It was Ghost Hunters, the college years, or it was, the real world meets ghosts and all these things, and they just had no idea what the show was going to be about. And I think that, like Al said, there was a lot of misconceptions when you bring up this whole topic of college students and the paranormal, that ended up being something so different. Honestly, when I had talked with Betsy Schechter, who was the other executive producer on the show, I made it very clear that this is how I wanted it to be. And I guess at the end of the day, they could have made the show anything they wanted it to be, but they didn't. There was that kind of that verbal trust, that verbal agreement that we're gonna make this show. We want to honor what you guys do.
Things being thrown around. I had never been growled at in my life until that first episode of Good vs. Evil. And
come on, Chad, you're married. You've been growled.
Right. Well, I remember when we came down.
It's good. I think it's good that they show that personality of us, because most of the time everybody sees us so serious, and when we meet people in person, they're like, "You smile, you have a laugh," and they're very surprised about that. So,
for God's sakes, when the episode came out with me playing with ponies, so much backlash.
So that's I actually did an interview with Serge, and I asked him about that. I think it was like the first or second episode of Paranormal State. And they walk in on Serge playing with some dolls or something, and he said stuff like that is a little subscripted or something.
What kind of investigator is Sergey when he's playing around with ponies? That was just us fooling around and having fun, just to sort of lighten up the mood. But as of now, just you can see in our work and in our passion that here we are, we're trying to reach out to different paranormal investigators and different paranormal or different scientists.
Well, I think we should abide by the spirit, but at the same time, we have to look at the families, their beliefs and how they're feeling, because they call us in, they're desperate and they need help. So we have to kind of look at it both ways. If I can answer,
between the spirit or the clients, because on one hand, yes, you want to help the clients, and on the other hand, you do want to help the spirits as well. And I think with the Underground Railroad.
So, guys, really quick, I know that some of the Paranormal State cast still talk to each other. They don't really talk to Ryan so much. But I know Alfie here, she dipped. I don't think she talks to anybody. But I could be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong.
The spirit didn't seem to want to really go anywhere. It was kind of happy where it was, and family's like, okay, as long as we know who it is, it's fine. And so they seem to come to a mutual agreement.
As we're leaving the stage, Mr. Chad Kalin, Scott Klein, Heather Hattie, Katrina Wyden,
You know, to be honest with you, this is a crappy convention video. Like, you would think that there would be more questions. You would think this video would have been longer. That's what I thought when I first saw it. Like, yo, they didn't even do a good job with that. But it's just, I want you to see, like, yeah, they all were acting friendly to each other. It makes me wonder how close some of them actually were. Some of them probably were. Maybe some of them weren't so much. But let's see. Is it here? Yep, I have it in order. So this is the interview I did. Look, guys, this is how far back it was when I was kicking Ryan's back in 7 years ago. Holy crap, time flies. I thought that there should have been another video. Yeah, I don't know why that's not. Yeah, things are out of order. Now I just lost where I am. So I did do this interview, and I think I have timestamps for it. Or no, I don't. This shit's all gone. Wow. Okay. Well, I did do this interview, and so this is Serge from Paranormal State, and this is his then fiance, now wife, Melissa. If we can watch a few minutes of this, I'm gonna get organized really quick. I'm gonna play a few minutes of this, and I'll put a link to it if you guys want to go back and watch this full thing.
I haven't been on Facebook in a long time. I rarely go on Facebook, so I don't really see any kind of backlash or hate or just negative commentary. Now, Melissa, I mean, she uses Facebook to connect with her friends, her family, to interact with them that way, and to just post pictures of her kids and her life, which I totally support. Now, the problem comes when she's all of a sudden being a target by people who are just hating on her, or more likely hating on me, but in turn hating on her. Yeah. And I mean, there was even moments too where she found out that so-called people that were friends of hers were part of another Facebook group that were telling information to somebody else, and they just seemed so conspiracy.
Our pictures off our private Facebooks and giving them to
like media outlets,
some
tabloids.
Yeah.
I mean, not mentioning names or anything, but
because that's gonna just lead into another article that'll be written. But
right.
So we just kind of wanted to, put the information out there of like where we are in life, and just try to rectify with some of the gossip and rumors that were going out there. So that's really what it was, I guess, on my end. I don't know what it's kind of saying.
Yeah, I mean, and it was confusing for a lot of people because there are fans that have followed a lot of things that have gone on with PRS, with Paranormal State, with Twitch, with Ryan, with anything. And I think that's like a small majority, though. Most of the people were very confused. And there were thousands of people who didn't even know that we were a couple. So the confusion just grew and grew. And you started seeing these radical assumptions taking place. And it had gotten to the point where, we tried to take the high road, and it's not the same thing, but it came to a point where enough is enough. And, people are mentioning the children, things like that. And it just was like, okay, let's just stay where we are in life.
Yeah.
Basically, the two of you and other members of PRS, Chip Coffee was a big one that was under attack as well. As a matter of fact, I went to his defense on Twitter. I remember when all of that happened, when Ryan got arrested, and I saw everybody being attacked, and everything started like kind of like, I don't know, just there were so many accusations and stuff like that. I thought it was so wrong that everybody was under attack, and then that's why I posted that video for everybody watching this. I did 2 videos on when Ryan was arrested, and how it wasn't really so much about Ryan being arrested as it was of you guys being under attack.
Yeah, and then Melissa played that video for me to watch before, and I was like, that's pretty cool of this guy to kind of not jump to assumptions and just go with, because even today it's like almost like any media will sensationalize a story or just try to make something really big. But at the end of it, like, even if it's not true, the truth is almost is never heard,
That's true, and sometimes the truth would feel like throwing someone under the bus, or telling a part of the story that isn't necessarily ours to tell, or that other party would not want out in the media. And so by keeping quiet, just respecting other people's privacy, sometimes it almost looks like, I think it did look like we had some guilty part in it, or something, which it was ridiculous. We had long moved on, but on the same token, people were confused. And I think in hindsight too, a lot of everyone being attacked has to do with, I think it was coming into light that there was addiction issues. And that's
and there it is. Addiction issues. Now, Ryan Buell, it's for the people that are in the paranormal community. You guys know that Ryan Buell has had addiction issues. And the cast of Paranormal State, they really know about those addictions. And I'm not going to tell anybody's story or anything because it's their story to tell. But, when I interviewed Serge and Melissa, I didn't know what to expect. I put out my videos on Ryan Buell, and basically I was trashing him, because he faked having cancer and he was scamming all these people. And I'm like, this is bullshit. And at the time I was a paranormal investigator working in the field. And so stuff like that just kind of hurts everybody's credibility, I think, because people aren't going to take you serious, because look at what these other, some of these other investigators are doing, and how they're acting. But when I did that video, Melissa had reached out to me and basically thanked me for doing the video, because I was defending the rest of the PRS cast. Because when we're going to get into it right now, actually. So it's this. This is where, you know what? I got to highlight this. So Melissa says, yes, exactly. But by keeping quiet, people thought we were sus. 100%. So really, we'll get into that. So back in the day, this was 2016, Ryan Buell was arrested. And he, let's see, television personality who claims to be a paranormal expert and look for ghosts on the cable series Paranormal State is in jail amid theft charges. Ryan Buell, 34 at the time, is facing 2 felony charges related to the theft of stolen property. Guys, he stole a car. Basically, what he did was he rented a car and then he never returned it, is pretty much what that was. He was also facing a misdemeanor charges of theft of services. Theft of services. We're going to be getting into that too. All charges are in Pennsylvania, where Ryan Buell was last known to be living. Buell was arrested on September 18th. So basically, this hit the news, and people were already upset Why do I have two articles for it? I don't know why I did that. Are these both Channel 7? Yeah, they're just duplicates. But I mean, that had come out, and even before then, you know, Ryan Buell, Paranormal State Ryan Buell, diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, which was bullshit. It was a lie. He later came out and said that no, he never had cancer. Like, if you're in the public's eye and you say, I have pancreatic cancer, like, how do you think, like, people are just going to notice that you just never died? Like, I don't understand. And there's an interview that we're going to watch where he talks about it. And he talks about faking having cancer. And it's bullshit. Like, I lost my mom to cancer. I lost my aunt to cancer. And it's not something to joke about. It's not something like he was just trying to get people's sympathy, and he was trying to use it as an excuse for not booking these conventions. So the cast was under attack because, and I don't have the article for that, and I really should have. I prepped as much as I could, but so back then, Ryan would set up, well, he would sell tickets for events. He would have like Chip Coffee and Serge and other people, like other Paranormal State cast members. Hey, we're going to do this convention. And they would find out that the convention's not booked, but all these tickets got sold. And then people wouldn't get their money back. So that's what failing to provide services really is. And so that made the entire cast look sus, you know. And people like Chip Coffee at the time came out and said, look, this is Ryan, it's not me, I'm sorry to my fans. And imagine people like Chip Coffee and Katrina and everybody that's gone on to like other shows. It hurts them, because then their fan base is like, oh, they're scamming too. You know, they're scamming. We can't trust any of them. So really their image is being destroyed because of Ryan. And I happen to know for a fact, I know this, Ryan, you have never apologized to the cast of Paranormal State. You've never apologized to your so-called friends. And, you know, maybe you didn't apologize because you knew they wouldn't accept your apology. But that's not what an apology is. That's not why you give an apology. You don't give an apology just because you want them to forgive you. I'm sure you do want them to forgive you. But whether they do or not is besides the point. If you offer an apology not expecting forgiveness, then it would, you know, then that's genuine. But because you didn't reach out to them, and I know you didn't, you know, you're just, you just keep avoiding the questions, and you keep ducking everybody and trying not to address everything. Let's see. Serge, let me click on this. Melissa, you're getting ahead of me. The cancer lie started because Serge had left to walk away. He went home to New York. Ryan had lost control. So in true narcissist fashion, he didn't like losing control. So Ryan is a control freak. So the lie started to come out, you know, and And that's basically what it. So Melissa's confirming it. So since she confirmed it, yes. The reason why Ryan Buell faked having cancer was to make Serge feel bad so that he would come back. That is exactly why Ryan Buell faked having cancer. Yeah, and he kept up with it. So, and Serge went back like, oh my God, you're dying, you know, and he was trying to be a friend. And, you know, Ryan just kept up with the lie until it was exposed. And again, it's not my so boom, there is a bomb. Yeah, that is a bomb. And the thing is, guys, like Serge wants to stay out of it. Like, he knows I'm covering this. He's probably he might be watching right now, he might not. Melissa is his wife. And he doesn't do the paranormal thing anymore. He had his own struggles, and he's doing good now, and he's just wanting to stay out of it. And I always told him, like, yo, if you ever want to come back and tell your story, like, I'm here, but I'm not going to push you. So we ain't going to push Serge. You know, he's happy. He's happily married. They got kids. They got a great life. Hey, if they want to leave well enough alone, they can certainly do that. You know, Serge, Serge and Melissa, they're friends of mine. So, ever since that interview. So I think we're gonna, oh, you know what? Yeah, so this is my video. This is the video well, this is part 2. So this is this is after. Okay. I tried to tell that. Yep, we're gonna get to that. So basically, I found this interview, guys, that Chad did with Ryan Buell, and they talk about it, and we're gonna get into it. But Melissa left a comment on why he faked having cancer, because in the video he says that he doesn't know why he said it, and you would think that Chad would have been like, oh, here's the reason, and just let that comment pop up. But no, Chad deleted the comment, which means that video was just a save face. Oh, so much shit like that happened and continued to happen since. Yep. I mean, that's what you do, right? So let me get these timestamps. 3:23. And I will be dropping the link later if someone wants to come up. It'll, like, we're actually pretty far. Like, we're gonna cover this a little bit. We got probably in like an hour, I will be dropping the link and people will be able to come up. But let's see. I gotta check out this timestamp here. Oh, right. All right, so all of the Power Ranger fans and all the paranormal people, y'all know that you have something in common. You really do. Y'all have something in common. I just got to find the picture. You're never going to believe it. Yeah. Let me pull this up. Took a screenshot of this. So look at that. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Ryan Buell, co-creator of the TV show Paranormal State. And look who gets to be Tommy the Green Ranger. The most famous ranger. Who gets to be like that? Is that Ryan? Is that trying to be Ryan? Yeah, did you know that I did a comic book? Yeah. And I remember, and I couldn't find this. And if any of y'all find it, let me know. But he did a Facebook post years ago, and he talks about being at a convention and having a booth next to Jason David Frank, who played the Mighty Morphin Green Ranger, back in the day, and he talked about having a booth next to JDF, and he talked about like wanting to talk to him and to work with him and stuff. Everybody wanted to work with JDF. Everybody actually wanted to use Jason David Frank. But yeah, a freaking Power Ranger comic. Did any of y'all get this comic? Aerostream, thanks. Hey, congrats on being monetized with the $9.99 super chat. Yeah, I'm learning, bro. I'm learning. If I miss super chats, guys, let me know, because right now I'm trying to cook. I'm learning. But thank you. Yeah, finally monetized. Let's see. Hey, just got here, but I have a question. Did Ryan even confess? He did. We're gonna cover it. Because I found an interview where he talks about Vic having cancer. And it'll come up again. Yeah, his mom called him out too. Basically, and I should have that post. Do I have it? I know I should have it. You know what I definitely have? I do got a picture of Ryan after he got his ass beat. I definitely have that. We'll keep that up real quick. Look, Ryan, you remember that? You remember getting your ass beat? Oh, funny as hell. Oh, you know what? It's in this video that I'm about to play. That's why it's not in here. Yeah, this is someone anonymous sent me some of these pictures here, y'all. He got into a fight. I think it was over drugs or something, and he got his ass beat. Like, let me I'll show you the other ones, guys. Some of y'all may have seen. Look. Man, that's a nice iPad. He probably sold it for drugs. And let's see, was it this one? Yeah, you saw that one. There was another one. Ryan S. beat. Oh yeah. Oh, that's just him. That's him when he's all hopped up on something. Hey, thank you. Yeah, I'm finally monetized again, guys. So, someone sent me this. I might as well just show this. Oh my god. So what do we have here? Is that Dan Rivera? And that's Ryan Buell right there. Look at that. Oh, look at the pimp, Tony Tpera. There's always someone younger and hungrier coming down the stairs behind you. Look at that. So an anonymous source sent me that. All right, let me get to this docket and we can play this clip. We can get going. So the pay, I cannot remember. Oh my god, I love it. I just love it. I love trolling. Wasn't in domestics with Ben. That's what put him in jail the second time. I think a few of us were about to stage an intervention at the time. Holy shit, dude, there's another photo out there with his nose all busted up. I mean, I'm sure there is. But, so, really quick. So, Ryan Buell, the whole cast of Paranormal State, you know, they pretty much, they left the show, and whether they were fired or whether they quit, you know, they didn't really get paid much. And that happens a lot in reality TV. You know, they just don't get paid unless you're like Zach, who just happens to have his finger in everything. And I make a correlation in this interview 8 years ago. So this both my audiences, Paranormal and Power Rangers, gonna pay attention to this. So we're 323. Ooh, why did it skip? It should be 323, not 123. Look at me. And it's gonna go just 6 minutes. All right, guys, check this out. They got in fights all the time. All right, let's watch this really quick. This talks about the pay, and I make a correlation here. Go full screen, computer screen. The screenshot. Well, everybody that watched Paranormal State knows that the Paranormal Research Society was founded by Ryan Buell, and they were all, I think all of the members at the time were going to Penn State, and they were offered a contract for their own TV show, which became Paranormal State. Now, these guys who didn't have agents, didn't have attorneys, saw the contracts and pretty much just signed them, and that pretty much screwed them, and it pretty much ruined their lives. Now, this happens all the time. I went back and checked, and in 2014, Chad, who was a member of the Paranormal Research Society and who did American Ghost Hunter, put a post in 2014 which was entitled "The Fall of PRS." Now, his post is a very long post, and I'll post a link to it in the description. It's not like it's private. He posted it to everybody that follows him and everybody that was asking him all sorts of questions on why Paranormal State was canceled and why all these bad things were happening. In this post, there was something that caught my eye, and that is that these guys were not really getting paid that much. They were getting paid like $100 an episode, and they were basically Chad did the math, and I'm gonna find it here. He did some averaging that it came out to like $3 an hour, and it takes more than a day to film one of these episodes. He said typically it took 2 days. Now, of course, it is their fault for not having an agent or an attorney look over their contract. Here is a younger Ryan Buell who founded his paranormal team and was investigating paranormal cases and trying to help people, and basically paying for these investigations out of pocket, and he gets offered his own TV show. Now, he thought what a lot of others thought when they were offered shows, such as Ghost Hunters, aka Taps, when they were offered their own show, thinking that this is a great opportunity for them to make a little money to cover their costs so that they can investigate and do what they love doing. Now, way back, there was a member of Taps who quit the show because she had to file bankruptcy because they weren't paying her, which her name was Donna, and I think she was on Ghost Hunters International, or she left Ghost Hunters and then she went to Ghost Hunters International, and they screwed her there too, and then she left. I don't even think she's working in the paranormal field anymore. But the fact is, this happens all the time, and it happens with a lot of other paranormal shows. And not just paranormal shows, it happens with a lot of TV shows. Back in the early 90s, there was a TV show called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, produced by a network called Saban, and they pretty much screwed the original cast. They were only making like $400 a week a piece, when this network is making millions of dollars off of their faces and off of their voices, and through action figures and posters and video games and all this stuff. So it's not just on these paranormal shows, it's pretty much everywhere. If you don't look at your contract,
if you don't have an attorney or an agent look at your contract, you're gonna get screwed. Now, how does this have anything to do with what the hell this video is about? Well, it actually has a lot to do with it, because here you have a network that basically is slowly beating your life goals and dreams out of you, and after so long, you just don't care anymore. You end up just being angry all the time, which in Chad's post, he says that Ryan was angry all the time, which
Of course we know. Here, I'm gonna stop that. So we go top left. All right. So yeah, angry all the time. Well, it was mostly he was on drugs, but like I think the drug use started like while they were on the show, which that does happen. You go to college, you experiment with a lot of things, but the pay is horrible, and it's not like people want to act like, oh, it happened to a lot of paranormal shows. It happened to the cast Power Rangers. It happened to all the Saban shows pretty much. And it happened to a lot of music artists too. Like if you think back to the 90s, NWA, the band, rap band, they pretty much, they put it out an album. They didn't get hardly anything for it. They were pretty much all broke. But let's see. I have the screenshot. Well, it's in this video of Ryan. Excuse me. So let me go back. So back when Ryan came out and said he had pancreatic cancer, and gives us all this bullshit. I'm not even going to read this article. I just wanted to show you guys. Yep, this was a thing, and all the news networks were covering this because at that time people still knew Ryan's name. And of course, someone came out and called him on his bullshit.
and that. But see, here's the thing. When Ryan was arrested, his own mother posted on social media that he's not suffering from cancer and that he is dealing with some sort of addiction, and that you shouldn't send him money. And I kind of understand and agree with that, because how can you send money to somebody that has some sort of addiction or some sort of problem? Because you don't know what that money is really going to be used for. Is it going to be used for him to go to...
Literally, his own mother was like, no, he doesn't have cancer. Don't give Ryan money. Don't do this. Don't do that. His own mother. Okay? Because she's not trying to enable him, and she doesn't want other people to enable him. Like, can you imagine that? Your mom going, you were on a famous paranormal show, and you have all these fans, and your mommy comes out publicly and says, no, my son's a liar. You know? My son does not have cancer. My son is taking people's money. You know? This guy right here. Look how your mom must have been so proud. You know? Look at my look at my crackhead son. Like, I'm not sugarcoating nothing. He's a piece of crap. And there's so much stuff that I know that I wish I could say, but I'm not. But we're going to keep going.
Rehab, and to help pay his bills until he gets out of rehab. Is he going to use that money for drugs? Is he going to use it for something else that's horrible? You don't know. You really just do not know. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to contribute any money to somebody that's going to end up using that money to hurt themselves or to hurt others, whether it's intentional or not. Now, I've talked to other paranormal investigators. I've talked to people that know Ryan. I've talked to people who both like him and people that don't like him. And I'm hearing a lot of the same thing. And that's that he has damaged his reputation to the point where Ryan is never going to be respected in the paranormal community again. I mean, a lot of paranormal investigators are not going to work with him because of how he's treated people, how he's treated his fans, how he's treated the paranormal field. He's hurting the paranormal community, and I've talked about that a little bit in my last video. And I can understand where they're coming from, because it is so hard to be respected in the paranormal field, in the paranormal community. If you're even accused of faking evidence, that damages your reputation. Whether it's been proven or not, it's still gonna hurt you. I'm gonna keep all names anonymous because I don't want anybody to really get upset. I don't want to call anybody out on this, but
I would love to call people out on this. So much time has passed and I know so much more. I would love, but in order to keep the peace, for some people, we're going to leave that one alone. But so we covered Ryan's mommy. So I have proof of Ryan asking people for money, and I show that in this video. I'm going to show this real quick.
Anonymous. So basically, these messages were sent in December, and Ryan was basically asking one of his fans, or probably a lot of his fans, for money. So basically, he's saying that he is trying to fundraise privately in order to start building the society up, meaning the Paranormal Research Society. And yes, this includes him. And yes, he is aware that his mother went out and asked fans not to help. Basically, he is quickly and quietly trying to raise money by offering lifetime event membership. Apparently, this is something he did before. And he's basically asking this person to keep quiet about it, which to me sounds kind of shady. He goes on to say that he built up the society for years at Penn State, and it was also torn down by the same hands. Basically, he's admitting that he screwed up and that he hasn't been able to work probably for years. Probably, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he hasn't worked since the fall of PRS. But of course, in the next one, he says, "Thank you, such and such person," whether it's $25 or $100, whatever, it honestly helps. Then he goes on to say that he actually doesn't have a place to stay, saying that he actually doesn't have a place to stay, which means he was asking her for a place to stay. And here's my big problem with this whole freaking thing, okay? You don't know what that money is going to be used for. Now, it's your money, it's your life. You're going to do whatever you want to do. However, you have to be aware of the implications of sending money to somebody who is having a lot of problem, that is dealing with some type of addiction or whatever it is. You don't know if that money is going to be used for drugs. Now, it would be different if Ryan's mother or somebody in his family was setting up some kind of GoFundMe to help Ryan so he can go to rehab, or he can do this or that to get better. For the addict in question to be handling the money that is to be used to help him, I just don't see how that can be a good thing, because he can just use the money for something else. And I don't think it's going to be used in a way that's going to help him. Now, I'm not doing this video to bash Ryan. I'm not doing this video to piss off everybody that was on the Paranormal Research Society. I'm not doing this to piss off my fans or subscribers or fans of Ryan. You just need to understand that if you really want to help somebody, sending an addict money is not going to help him. Again, if he is an addict, I really don't know. The fact is that a lot of people are saying that he's dealing with drug addiction. I think his mother even mentioned something about it, which leads me to believe that he possibly is. But if he's getting arrested and getting kicked out of places and having all these financial troubles, I mean, dude, I know it sucks. My paranormal team back in 2011, Shadow Chasers Investigations, I'll put a link to my paranormal team's YouTube page in the description. We did our own paranormal TV web show for a while, and we got noticed, and a network came and actually offered us a TV show. Now, I called my paranormal team together and we had a meeting and we discussed it, and ultimately we decided that we were not going to sign any contract because we wanted to control our own work. We wanted to be able to just help people. We didn't want anything to be about ratings. We didn't want any networks to screw us over because we knew that the odds are that's what would have happened. So when I was doing my online radio show, when I was interviewing,
well, I guess it was in there. So this was actually somebody who sent me these screenshots. So, which is crazy, and saying he needed a place to stay. And I can confirm, guys, let me get back on the screen. I can confirm, guys, that Ryan, he was couch surfing. He was couch surfing, and people who he stayed with were telling me crazy shit. And I'm not going to say who. You can stay anonymous. But one person let him stay at their house. And, he may have been a little, been tweaking out a little bit and maybe put blankets over all the windows and poked holes in walls and did all whatever a crazy crackhead would do. Until he was finally evicted, until some of his friends are just like,
day one, no more.
And they just kick him to the curb, So I can't imagine that. And so much worse stuff has happened. Let's see. Thank you, Dust, for doing this. For a lot of us that bear witness to all of this. Let's see. I am so annoyed. He's in the thick of it with the Ed and Lorraine Warren stuff. I know. So many years have passed, guys. So many years have passed now to where all these people that are watching these Conjuring movies, they don't know about all the stuff that Ryan's done. They don't know about this. They don't know about Ryan Buell getting arrested. They don't know about him faking cancer, like the bitch he is. And, so it's up to people. It's up to people like Truth or Demons. It's up to people like me, and a lot of other channels in the paranormal community that are covering this. That's why even though like some of this stuff, like this video is 8 years old, it's important to play it now because look at the people are starting to follow Ryan again. And he says he's sober. I hope he is, but I don't think he is. I mean, prove me wrong. Yeah, they have no idea. He's banked on people not remembering. Yeah, that's what you do. You lay low and you wait for people to forget, and then you can come back. And it's sad, man. And this is why, look, this may seem like I'm trying to get someone to talk. It's really not. because I've talked to people, and I see the chat. And all right, listen. So I've talked to people. I've talked to people that were scammed and talked to people who were hurt by Ryan. And there were people that were hurt mentally and physically and financially. And maybe some people aren't so, like, other people have made mistakes too. Like, people make mistakes. None of us are perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. And some people may be embarrassed about their mistakes, or maybe they don't know how people will handle it, you know, moving forward. But from everything I've heard with Ryan, like, seriously, everything, because once I did this Eric Vitale interview, guys, people were hitting me up. Like, my DMs were like,
"What's up, my bestie?"
Like, people were glad that I was back and I was covering like some paranormal stuff. And so people are telling me stuff, and like, it's therapeutic to talk about stuff and to get stuff off your chest. And sometimes, you know, it's just fear. You know, you don't know how people take it, like if you go public. And I just want to say, I'm not trying to convince anyone. I'm just trying to say this. Okay? I think that the rest of the cast and anyone else that worked for Ryan behind the scenes, if you've made mistakes, they're nothing compared to what Ryan has done. And if you were to come forward and talk about everything, anyone, this is more than one person I'm talking about. If you were to come forward, I think a lot of people would be proud of what you did by coming forward. And I think a lot of people would be proud of how far a lot of y'all have come. And some people don't want to talk about Ryan because some of them still work in the industry. They go to these conventions. Just like any other convention, whether it's a Star Wars convention or a Star Trek or a Power Rangers convention. You know, that's their cash cow, is to go to these conventions. That's how they make money. And so if they talk bad about someone, you know, like someone else in the paranormal field, it could make them look bad, and they could alienate, like, say someone that's a Ryan fan and is a fan of you. If you come out and you say stuff, then you could be possibly alienating those fans. And I don't really see it that way. I see it as, look, you're trying to be as authentic as you can to your fans. Okay. Nowadays, like, mainstream shows are really dead. If you're going to do a paranormal show, you need to do what Heather and Katrina are doing and just do a show on YouTube. That's where paranormal stuff needs to live right now. So it's people that watch YouTube, they want you to be authentic. They want you to be yourself. So you really going to pretend that everything's okay? That you were never hurt? You're just going to let someone that hurt you and scam people, like, you're just going to push it under the rug? It's just, it doesn't sit right with me. Like, if it was me, I'd speak out. But again, not everybody wants to. It's their decision. But I think that if you spoke out, I think people would listen. People would see growth. That's my 2 cents on it. And I know it's a hard pill to swallow for some people. and it's probably emotional for others. But and I've been told so much stuff, and it makes me angry. It makes me angry what Ryan has done to people. So that's why, like, y'all, like, I'm really trying to fight back some tears here. Like, this is why, guys. Like, people in the Power Ranger community, you've all seen me troll. Like, I'll troll people for fun, whatever. But, like, because of what I know about him, everything that he's done, everything that he's said, like, it's just too personal for me. And if I was on the receiving end of what he has done, like, I would want some kind of justice, or like, if people looked at me a certain way because of him, I would want to set the record straight. So, sorry for that little tangent thing, whatever. But I just had to get that off. I knew I wanted to say that. I just didn't know how to articulate it well, and I'm sure it came off harsh. And maybe Ryan's like doing a line and crying or something. I don't know. Like, sorry guys. It's up on him. For me, it's up. It's up on, just like with Melissa and other people. He has done unspeakable things to my husband. He made it so he doesn't even want any part of the paranormal or anything anymore. Can you imagine that, guys? Can you imagine that something that you love to do, something you find so interesting, fans that love coming to see you? Imagine that, guys. Imagine not wanting any part of it anymore because of what someone did to you, what somebody somebody dragging you back in, somebody that doesn't want you to do better. Thank you. Sergey was the reason I wanted to learn tech. Same with me, honestly. Adam was the reason I wanted to be a parapsychologist. Hey, can you answer me in the chat? Did you see Ryan's doing paranormal therapy? Like, what's paranormal about therapy? I don't get it. Yo. So right here we have, guys, we got Dr. Phil for the afterlife. Can you imagine that you pass away and then you have like Ryan Buell as a therapist? You would be in hell. I would go off and tell, it's Serge's story to tell. He just does not want his name affiliated with him at all anymore. Afterlife. So, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I'm on that line, guys. I'm on this line right now. And certain people know I'm on that line. Do they still charge? Yeah, it costs 10% of your soul. I'm on this line. I think that if someone doesn't want to be associated with Ryan anymore, I think that wouldn't last very long. I think anyone that came forward, they would get to say their piece, say their truth, expose a piece of garbage, and then they can move on. then I think if somebody ever wanted to do a convention or do an investigation or do some kind of video, I think they could do so and not have to worry about this dark cloud over them anymore. That's just my opinion. And that's not towards one person. That's seriously towards a few people. Can't blame him. He put up with a lot. I miss Serge. I'm lucky enough to be friends with him and his wife, so I get to still talk to them. And you know, I can't say anymore. I can't say anymore, guys. That's it. That's as far as I go. That's as far as I go with the line. Dust check DMs. What did you do? TJ. All right. So guys, this is TJ Lawrence, and he's part of the Resilient Army from Henry Resilience followers. Hold on. Check DMs. What is happening? I swear, TJ. Oh. Save it to the desktop. I'll show y'all what TJ sent me. TJ, he likes to make memes, you know. And I have all these sound bites. I swear, I have so many. I can't even find. I gotta memorize my little sound, but this is you gotta replace that, TJ, and you gotta. I mean, I know that's Dr. Phil. You gotta put Ryan Buell's face on that. That's what you need to do. Jamal Breezy, $2 super chat. Be careful, Dust. You don't want the RIPD to adopt you. Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's just I'm already in the thick of it. I can do that. Look at TJ already on it. He's on it. All right, let's get into this, because we got 2 videos yet that we have to watch, and this one's like 13 minutes. I wonder if I can just speed things up on it. Playback speed. We're gonna do 1.25. If it's too fast, I'll slow it down, but we're gonna listen to this and we're gonna go over this. So basically, Chip Coffey, he talks about those events that were canceled, and he talks about having having cancer. And could you imagine if we all went on Dr. Phil? Yeah. It wouldn't be like Dr. Phil. If I was there, it'd be like Jerry Springer. All right. Y'all really don't want me next to Ryan Buell. Ain't gonna end well. And that's not a threat. It's just, it would be a show that maybe some people wouldn't want to see. But anyways, so Chip, he talks about, these alleged scams that maybe aren't so alleged, and talks about the fake having cancer and talks about other stuff. After this, we're going to watch the interview that Ryan did with Chad. And then after that's done, then we're going to drop the link and we're going to let people come up. Okay. So if you're wanting to come up, stick around. I need to, oh, my YouTube is jacked up again. Hold on, guys. Can you guys put ones in the chat if you can hear me, please? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, if everything's cool. Okay, cool. For some reason, like this web browser, I'm using Google Chrome. All right, cool. Thanks. All right. So we're going to listen to this interview. It's an audio interview. And Then we're going to comment on it, and then we're going to get to this Ryan interview. Okay?
Kind of tell me about Ryan Buell and your involvement with his tour.
I was slated to do a tour called Conversations with the Dead, along with Ryan, that was supposed to occur beginning in April of this year, and I was very excited about doing the tour. I'm very appreciative to Ryan for providing me with opportunities to be on Paranormal State and do that show. We've been friends for a long time. There was a gap of time when we weren't communicating, and then we began communicating again and leveled things out between us. And we talked about doing some touring together, and it seemed to be a good idea. But as things started to progress, I quickly realized that things were not coming together the way that they should. Venues weren't being booked. Airline tickets weren't being booked. Hotel rooms for accommodations weren't being booked. And when that realization hit me, I became understandably concerned. So just days before I was scheduled to fly out to begin the tour, I found out that the money paid for tickets had allegedly been frozen in a PayPal account, and there was no money to do the tour. So at that point in time,
to this day, guys, people still say that they have not gotten their money back. So if it was frozen a PayPal account, is it still there? Like, we don't know. Did Ryan get that money? We don't know.
I knew I had to bail out. I asked for this information and said I can't do this unless I have this information for weeks prior to this. And there was always an excuse or a reason why it hadn't been done, and promises that it would get done. But 2 days before I was slated to fly out of Atlanta to go to Dallas for the opening city of the tour, I finally said I can't do this anymore. And I didn't make this decision lightly because I don't like disappointing my fans. I asked my attorney, I asked other event coordinators what my best course of action would be, and they said, get out. Get out now.
When you say that the accounts are frozen in PayPal, did Ryan tell you that, or that's what you heard from PayPal?
I heard that from Ryan and his partner, Sergey and Melissa.
Okay. So they never got any money then of all the ticket sales?
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay. But you know there were a lot of tickets sold. Like, we're talking about a lot of people who are out money.
We're talking a large amount of money. I know that the last accounting I had with regard to ticket sales for the Conversations with the Dead tour, it was in excess of $80,000.
Did you get any of that money?
I got zero of that money. I only had access to look at ticket sales, not to take any money out of that account or anything like that. I lost a lot of money by not going on that tour myself. I walked away from a sizable amount of money that I would have gotten if I'd done that tour. But I had to do what was personally and professionally and ethically and morally correct.
And so what do you feel now? When did you realize there were problems that fans were getting upset? Or did you know before this tour that fans were upset? This happened back in 2012, and now it's basically happening again.
I actually knew that there had been some problems with people complaining, and I actually asked about that. And I was told that it was disgruntled fans and that people were blowing things totally out of proportion and that it was being dealt with. And so, you know, I had some trepidation about doing a tour with Ryan, but I thought he's not going to let me down. He's not going to mess things up with this tour. And even though I had reservations and hesitations, I decided to do the tour nonetheless because I trusted him.
And has he let you down?
As difficult as it is to say, I would have to say yes. I feel like I've been let down.
What do you have to say to all your fans and his fans? I mean, I've actually talked to some people who said they actually only bought tickets to the tour to see you. You know, they were more excited to see you than Buell. And so that was hard for them, you know, that because I said, oh, why were you going to Ryan Buell? They're like, we actually were going for Chip Coffee. So there's a lot of fans on both ends.
I don't like to disappoint my fans, and I'm very honored and flattered by the fact that people would say that to you. But it was beyond my control. I had absolutely no...
Seriously. And so a lot of the cast, they had to deal with that fallout. So they all trusted Ryan. And what did Ryan do? He screwed them all over. So guys, I live on a farm and I literally hear coyotes. They're like in the backyard. Okay. So if you hear howling, it's not a werewolf. It's coyotes. Anyways, but yeah. So they got to deal with the fallout, and that's one of the reasons why I did my video back then. But let's continue on.
Say, in the process of getting things done, I pushed for it, and I got a few things done by strong arming and saying, I'm going to pull out of this tour if this doesn't get done or that doesn't get done. But then the money was gone. The money wasn't available. So there was no option for me to do anything else than back out. And I've been accused of throwing Ryan under the bus. And I didn't throw Ryan under the bus, Diane. Ryan stepped in.
Listen, throw Ryan under the bus. Throw him across the street. Like, it's up on him. Look what he did to all you guys.
Front of the bus, and I jumped out of the way. And any smart business person would have done the same thing.
Mm-hmm. And do you have, what do you think should happen to all this? The fans are wanting refunds. What do you think should happen? Does he have the money to give it back, or should he give it back if he has it?
I don't know if Ryan has the money to give it back or not. I don't have access to his accounts, but I'll tell you this. If you pay money for something and you don't get the goods or the...
So this right here, it was such a mess. And none of them knew what was going on. Had no contact with Chris at the time. Chris had no idea, felt like an idiot. Yeah, a lot of people were duped out of money. And think about this too. Anyone that was scammed, think about this. Like, if that's how y'all feel, imagine how people like Chip and Serge and everyone else that was involved, imagine how they felt. They felt like they let everyone down, and it wasn't because of them.
The services or whatever you paid your money for, you should get your money back. That's business. I don't know the legalities involved with it, but if you pay for something and don't get what you paid for, in my world, that's called theft or fraud. So give the money back. And I understand that possibly some of the money is being refunded, and if that's happening, that's great. And I've also heard, I'm not insensitive to the fact that Ryan is sick. I'm not. I pray for him every day. I've said that. But that has nothing to do with business. Pay someone to return.
Yo, Chip's a better person than me, that's for sure. Pray for somebody that's pretty much scammed you and hurt your image. Pray for someone that's lied, and he's a better person than me. I thought the chat. Okay, I thought the chat moved. Okay.
The money. Find a way to get the people their money back. That's the ethical and morally correct thing to do. And from a business standpoint, do it. Your reputation is being dragged through the mud. How do you recover from something like this? I don't know. How do you recover?
Some people don't.
Is there anything? When's the last time you've seen Ryan?
The last time I saw Ryan was in the fall of last year, I think. The last time I spoke to him by phone was in April of this year.
April this year, okay. And did he express he was sick then?
Yes. I saw Ryan in Raleigh for an event in the fall of last year, in the fall of 2013, and he was walking with a cane at one point in time, and he didn't look healthy. And I was concerned about him and expressed my concern.
Mm-hmm. And did he, so you haven't talked to him since, on the phone since April, but seen him since the fall of 2013?
That's correct. I have not seen him since the fall of 2013, and the last time I spoke to him was a couple of days before I was scheduled to fly to Dallas for the start of the tour.
Mm-hmm. And when you told him you were dropping out, what was his response?
He wasn't upset. I think he understood.
He's like, oh, I can't use you to scam money, allegedly. I can't use you anymore. Okay, Chip. All right, cool. I still got Serge and other people I can use.
He was not nasty or ugly at all. He actually said to me, I doubt that you will have anything to do with us after this. And I said to him, Ryan, I love you and Serge a lot, but I cannot move forward with this tour, and I would be really reluctant to do anything on a business level with you ever again unless the planning and execution of whatever we were doing was handled by a third-party outsourced event planning firm.
Mm-hmm. When you talked to him in April, he said he was sick. Did he talk about pancreatic cancer at all, or no, he just said he was sick?
Here we go.
I've actually heard that he has pancreatic cancer. I was told that he has, along with other medical things, that pancreatic cancer, a spot on his pancreas was something that was was diagnosed.
Anything else you want to add, Chip?
There have been people.
So there was a spot. Yeah, so that could have been caused from maybe drugs.
Online who said that those who pay their money for events or classes or whatever should just go ahead and donate the money that they paid to Ryan for his medical expenses. And that's a very loving and altruistic gesture, but people didn't pay their money as donations. They paid their money for goods or services, and they want their money back. And again, the ethically, morally, business correct thing to do is figure
Y'all's money probably went for drugs, guys.
out how to get those people their money back. It's a simple thing. Pay the money back. If you took money from someone and didn't give them what they paid for, give them their money back. It really is that simple. Or it was that simple. Might not be that simple anymore, Diane. It might not be that simple because this is a mess. It's a big mess.
You think the money's gone?
I don't know where the money is, but however you've got to get that money or whatever you've got to do legally, pay the money back. You know, I would be upset if I went into the grocery store and, you know, gave the cashier my money and she said, you can't take your groceries. I would be going, WTF? You know, what's up with this? It's no different. It's taking money for things not delivered. And if you don't have the money, then that's a major problem. If Ryan or whomever blows through the money and doesn't have the money to refund the people, that again presents a real huge problem, right?
Well, Chip, I do appreciate your time and giving us any insights. Is there anything else you need to add at all?
I just want my fans to know that I appreciate them very much, and I'm sorry that this has all occurred. I hope there's a successful resolution and that people will not stop coming to events or thinking that everyone is handling business the way that this has been handled. There are a lot of good, ethical, decent people.
And people did stop going to events. Like, you take somebody's money, you think they're going to pay money to come and see you again?
Doing events, and this scandal, this debacle has hurt a lot of us. It's going to make people wary, and just know that this is really the exception rather than the rule. It's happened a couple of times in the past, but it's not the norm, and that's why I'm very cautious about who I will affiliate myself or associate myself with on a business level. I certainly want to protect my reputation, and I know that others in this field feel the same way. I've heard from a lot of people that are concerned that this whole mess is going to impact a lot of us.
Gives everyone in your field a bad name.
It does, or it could. I mean, we're all in the same arena, in this paranormal arena, and the idea that, you know, we all know each other and tend to do events together. I mean, that can put a blemish on the event industry.
It's also why you might not say anything or speak out. You know, it's good that Chip spoke out about this. He's really the only one. And I think he's being light. I think there's other stuff that's happened maybe that he just doesn't want to say.
But, you know, I've got to say that most of the events that I do, almost 100% of the events that I do, I know the people that are involved. They're good, solid people, and the way that this has been handled, they would never, ever do something like this. It would not even enter their minds to handle.
For Ryan's pancake cancer fund. Freaking TJ. Oh, I can't find your thing here. Jesus.
He's the one making people uncomfortable with his fucking memes.
Oh, shout out to the person that that soundbite came from. You might hear me talk about him again soon.
Business matters the way that this thing has been handled.
Well, Chip, again, thank you so much for your time, and I'll be in touch if we need anything else.
And each time we help someone, I feel like I'm one step closer to finding the truth.
You feel like you're one step closer to scamming someone else. You are Crackhead Buell. Oh, what's this? Oh, yeah, that's right. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Chip coming forward? Do you guys think that Chip's not saying everything? Do you think he's being a little reserved? Do you think you think other people need to come out? Like, who would, if you all could pick one person to come forward and basically expose Ryan Buell, if you had to pick one person to just speak out, who would it be? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat who that would be. And I'm going to get this other thing ready here. The one person you guys would love to hear from. Chip held back a lot. He did. And it's understandable. It's his bread and butter. Yep, it's their cash cow. It's going to these conventions. So what do you do when it hurts you to be associated with something like that? And then some people are afraid it'll hurt them if they speak out. They're just kind of, some people, they're stuck in that mindset of like, I'm in a catch-22. No, I can't do or say anything. And Ryan banks on that. Ryan Buell banks on the fact that you're either like that you're afraid for whatever reason, so that you don't come forward. He's hoping to God no one comes forward, because then people will know the truth. People will know the truth. So right here we have, this is Chad from Paranormal State. And he came on, and this was a year ago, guys. Ryan Buell discusses the pain of addiction and why he lied about having cancer and going to jail and more. So let's listen to the bullshit. NDAs. You know what? Here's the thing. Your NDAs are not valid if it's trying to cover up illegal activity. Just putting that out there. So, but let's listen to this interview of Ryan telling us how hard it was for him, you know, dealing with addiction, and why we're going to hear from his mouth of why he lied about having cancer, you know, and we're going to listen to Chad, you know, leading him down this path of forgiveness, which is what this interview feels like, you know, because he's got to look out for his buddy Ryan. And if some of y'all cast members are still friends with Chad, hey, cool. He still follows me on social media, but I should reach out to him. All right. Let's get started with this.
From that last time that you were clean, like what happened to send you back over the edge?
I mean, you know, Chad, I don't fully know your recovery story. I know I can only speak on mine. Is that like, you know, when I got clean the first time, which was right as we were finishing Paranormal State, like it was this jarring experience. So I kind of just cold turkeyed it, and then things were good for like 6 months. But then it popped back up again. And the next thing you know, like, and this is after Paranormal State was done, I found myself once again doing pills. And I remember, you know, again,
getting off of them. And then came Adderall and Ativan, that mix. And then
what is that? I didn't know anything about this. What is that mix? What does that mix?
So Adderall, you know, it's an ADHD medication, but it's like an amphetamine. And so like at first it was like, oh man, this makes me, you know, focus, gives me energy. But then I would start popping it and staying up for days. Like I was like staying up for days.
So it's like meth or coke.
Yeah. And not that I knew any of this. I've never done anything other than weed. Then of course, then it was pills. And then now it was this. And
right.
And then it was like this bomb inside of me went off where like, I just, you know, like things were falling apart in my life. And I mean, and by my own hand, but a lot of it also was too, it was just like realizing that like I wasn't okay. And instead of trying to focus on that, it was.
And you know, some people came to the realization that they were okay or that they were not okay and went to go get help. And yet he just drawed them right back in.
Let's just self-medicate. And so I went to LA and got introduced to meth. I'm not, and there's some parts of the story I'm, you know, maybe one day I'll share, but not that I'm lying about any of this.
You're lying about everything.
But like some things are just a little deeply personal. But I got introduced to meth and it was like this very weird sensation. Of course, I remember just staying up for days on it. And then I just went all in. I just was like, fuck it. I'm going to try to do everything. And I just, I was so defeated. Like, I know this is going to sound so dramatic, but like, I didn't want to live anymore. I just didn't care. And so,
well, that's why I wanted to ask you. I mean to stop your story right now because I think that feeling you just said. You said this to me once before. The last time that I saw you, or the time before in LA when you were here, you and Laura had a conversation about you having cancer. And Laura she's my wife. She had just lost her mom to cancer. And I watched Laura cry, and I watched her hug you. And to my vision, this was an authentic moment between both of you. And you sold me. Because I ended up getting in arguments with people going, listen, I understand that Ryan is in a place where he's lying about tons of shit. But I can't imagine that he would lie about that. He didn't have to Laura. I mean, and that's not a lie you can come back from. You either make yourself die of pancreatic cancer or you don't tell the lie. I mean, I couldn't process that was a lie. And I had gotten in huge like arguments with people about this going, there's no fucking way he's lying.
So imagine, guys, if you're friends with Ryan, you know, and you find out, you know, somehow, maybe somebody tells you that they don't, you know, that it ain't true. Just like he, you know, Chad here is saying, I can't believe it. Like, why would you lie about that? Like, imagine the shock that some people would have. True narcissists trying to gain sympathy rather than owning it. That's exactly what that is. You know, but of course Ryan, he's just gonna.
Okay, so what?
Like he's not gonna own nothing. He ain't gonna own up to it. You know. But let's continue on.
Lying about that. And then I don't know, I just had a moment of clarity one day where I was like, he's absolutely fucking lying about that. Why, Ryan? That's the question I think anybody has is why there? Like, why did you choose that and say that? Because to clear things up, you didn't have cancer.
No, never did.
Why did you choose that?
Look, I have nothing to hold back about.
So you hear that long pause?
At this point, like, I don't ever remember sitting down and saying, let me come up with some story. It was just, I don't have any memory of that.
No memory of that.
All I remember was saying it. But I think I said it because it's how I felt. Like, I think that I just wanted to die.
He doesn't know. Let's see here. Let's see if I can show you guys. I gotta find it real quick. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, yeah, here it is. So, of course, someone that knows, left a comment on this video that just isn't there for some reason. I know for a fact why he lied about cancer. He and Serge were in a codependent relationship, and Serge had left due to Ryan's bullshit. Big surprise. He created the pancreatic cancer lie to get Serge to come back. Serge had gone to New York, back home to his parents' apartment in Queens. Ryan begged him to come back, and the rest of this is cut off, but pretty much he said it to get Serge to come back because Ryan was really, he was nothing. He needed that. He needed someone else. Someone with him. He needed someone to take the heat. Remember his photo shoot with the Captain America shield promoted as cancer soldier on, yeah. That's exactly, I couldn't find that. I think he deleted it. Yes, he knew exactly what he was doing. So this right here, guys. So a year ago, so Ryan's sober, right? Ryan's sober, he's doing good. He's doing this paranormal therapy, and he's doing these conventions and taking a doll with a demon attached to it around for you guys to take pictures with. And he's saying he doesn't know why he said it, but y'all saw it. I just showed you. This is why he faked Brian, this is why you faked having cancer. If you were so hopped up on pills that you don't remember, this is why. Maybe this is another reason why you should have reached out to people. Like people that you hurt. Instead of running and hiding and deflecting. Well, let's continue on.
And so instead of telling people that, hey, I'm going to kill myself with drugs, it was like a metaphor of like, I know this is going to kill me.
Metaphor.
And so it was like a way of, it is fucked up as it sounds. I'm not trying to be like, hey, this makes this okay. But it was like a metaphor of like what was happening anyways. Like I had every intention of dying anyways. So, I don't know. Like I've asked myself, why, what was I going to plan to do? Be like, I've miraculously survived pancreatic cancer. It's a Christmas miracle. Like, there was none of that. There was no other side to it. It was always going to end with me dying. And so I believed that I was not.
Yeah, Chad, if you watch this or if somebody sends Chad this clip, how come you wouldn't let Melissa's comment up? If you're trying to get the truth out of Ryan, if he's not telling you the truth, why in the world wouldn't you just let this comment pop up? I would highlight that comment, I would pin it on my video. Apparently you didn't want the truth.
Going to come back from LA. 1,000%. I was doing heroin, coke, everything. I was doing it all at once. I mean, it was just, and so, yeah.
Had I not seen you at that time, I wouldn't believe the story you're telling me right now, but I did see you. And my genuine thought, I didn't know, at the moment I didn't believe, I thought you did have cancer, and I thought you were just trying to kill yourself early. That's what I thought. I thought he has cancer, and he's just saying, fuck it. I'm just going out on fire. It's that old line, it's better to burn out than fade away. And, George, my buddy George, who's not...
Guys, all right, so really quick. So we're about 6 or 8 minutes in of this video. Do you guys put a 1 in the chat if you want to hear the whole thing, or if you want me to skip to certain sections, because he did timestamp it. The one thing is I can't hear these stories anymore. Another one is I want people to see the truth. I started hearing crazy stuff. I do want to react to this last part, but let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to hear the whole thing. Put a 2 in the chat if you want me to skip to like the parts that I definitely want to react to. I think we're gonna, like, we already know the truth about the cancer thing. We're gonna skip a little bit, yeah. And I can't hear the stories anymore. That's just Chad talking about.
And I'm sitting there going, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how.
Yeah. Let's skip to I want people to hear the truth. Let's keep it moving.
So when I talked about doing this with you, it wasn't so I could drum up, support for you or to
That's exactly what you're doing.
make you look good or look bad or look anyway. It was just
No, that's exactly what you're doing.
to I just want, like anything else, I want people to see the truth in these things. Because the truth that nobody wants to believe or look at is that could be you. Trust me, Ryan, nobody in my lifetime before I had my battles, no one would have told you, oh, Chad Taylor's going to battle with addiction one day. Nobody would have guessed that. I used to make rock bands that I managed sign contracts stating they wouldn't smoke weed. I'm sure nobody would have met you as a young guy and said this is going to happen to him.
Yeah.
But it can happen to anyone.
So he did admit that, like, yeah, he dealt with addiction, and other people, like a lot of people on shows deal with addiction because they get introduced to it, or you get introduced to it when you're in college, and some people are able to pull out of it before it destroys their lives too bad. And some people, they just go out of control. But so Chad's trying to relate, and it's just, this interview is totally to make Ryan look good or try to get people to feel sorry. And I'm sorry, but not sorry. I don't feel sorry for Ryan.
It can happen to anyone. And I just don't want to live in a world where if it happens to you, you're just fucked forever. Everyone should have to pay for what they do, but it shouldn't have to be that forever you have to pay a penance. It could never, ever, be restored. I don't believe that. And I just wanted people to really know where your head's at and, like, what was going on.
What was going on?
You was a bitch.
That's what was going on. Ryan was a bitch. And
the reason why people ain't fucking with you is because you are a liar.
It's because he was lying.
I started hearing, I don't even know what happened. So maybe you can explain this to me. Did you steal some car or some shit? I started hearing crazy stuff, dude.
Well, it didn't make sense. I was doing crazy things. It got to a point where, at first it was like, yeah, I'm in LA, I'm doing this. And I was this tornado and of just chaos and anger and everything. And it got to a point where, I was homeless and quote unquote clean for a time. And then bam, here we go again.
Asking somebody that was like the lead person of a TV show, yo, did you steal a car, bro? What the? Like if I was Chad,
take your clown self off my channel.
What are you doing? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're sorry?
Who fucking cares, bitch?
I don't care if you're sorry.
And each time I fell deeper and deeper. Eventually, it was like 2015. I like went super all in, where like I was hanging out with other addicts. I was dating one. Whereas I didn't have to hide it anymore. It was like me and this guy were we were getting fucked up together.
And hitting up fans and trying to get money with the sad story.
I'm actually in a homeless shelter right now, trying to get a crib. So,
I mean,
I fuck with you and I appreciate you, Teddy.
Like, this is the type of sad stories that Ryan would get.
And, stupid things that your addicts do. Like, yeah, I rented a car and I was going to go home to visit my family down south. I just moved out of my house and put stuff in storage. And I was like, I'll figure that out later. I'll come back in a few weeks and, find another place. Because my lease had ended. And so took a car with, at the time, this guy I was with. And what should have been like a 10-hour car ride took 4 days to get down there. We got kicked out of hotels along the way. I mean, we were...
KOU, my wife lost my job, and I'm an alcoholic. Have you been reading my memoirs? It sounds like a sad country song, don't it?
Awful. Even other addicts would steer clear from us. It was volatile. So we, my mom, who was desperate to she, again, of course, I'm like you, when I went to, see you in LA, I gave some stupid ass bullshit story. I'm telling mom, no, I'm clean. I'm just really tired. And I sat on her couch to talk to her. And I thought I was great. I thought I looked good, but apparently I'd fallen asleep like 8 times in the middle of me talking. And this guy, she put us up in a lake, in a friend's lake house, that was in between leases. Well, we almost burned the place down, got kicked out of there. So, here we are just hopping around hotels, and we didn't want to leave yet because we would run out of drugs. And so we had to stay an extra couple days because we get drugs and, oh, yay, fun. And then, we're out again. And so it was like this insanity cycle. And lo and behold, at this point, what was supposed to be a couple weeks trip ended up being like, I don't know, 2 months. And so, renting the car at like end of July, now here it was September. And of course, shocker, not paying the bill didn't even cross my mind. My phone had gotten shut off, so I wasn't getting any phone calls.
You're so stupid.
Also, so anyways, we were in this hotel that was known for being a drug hotel, and we had just found enough money to book some Airbnb in Hilton Head. And we're like, oh, well, we'll have one last hurrah before we go up. We get a knock on the door.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and we get a knock on the door, and it was a guy going, hey, is Ryan here? And we thought, when I heard it, I just thought like, oh, it was one of our druggy buddies. Okay, whatever. And so my, now ex, boyfriend at the time, he opened the door, and the guy sees me and goes, you're under arrest. I was like,
what is going on?
For what? And, he said that my car was registered as stolen. And so, it was, odd because I'm like, well, I didn't steal it. And once the sheriff knew that I had a rental agreement, he was like, oh, he's like, well, we don't have anything for that type of charge down here. However, it didn't matter. He was holding me for PA, and there was a charge for me in PA, and they got back very quickly. Because he was like, if I don't hear back in 10 minutes, I'm letting this guy go. So it was a long ass 10 minutes, man. I was like sitting there waiting, and then sure enough, they were like, we want him. And so got thrown in jail. They impounded the car. So I suddenly found myself in the slammer in the deep south, not in the city. So it was like the Florence, South Carolina jail, and it was scary, man.
Hey, what's up? This is Chad Kalick. I just wanted to thank you for listening to this episode segment of the In a Crowded Room podcast.
So that's pretty much it for that. Let's see. Ben was an opportunist as well. Yeah, so I mean, that's Ryan Buell, guys. And of course, let's talk about addiction and recovery. Where we cannot talk about it. So we could play this, but this is old. I don't really have anything time-stamped.
Going into rehab for myself and my ex, which was the dumbest thing you could think of, but obviously your mind's not right if you're kind of, going into rehabilitation. But I see comments from people, and it's from sitting where I'm at, sometimes I don't really see a difference between their addiction and, like, say, people who would write to me talking about a haunting. And what I mean by that, they're still being plagued by something. And I'm only saying this because for those of you who don't have any connection to anyone who's ever been addicted or haven't faced addiction yourself, which I hope you never do, it's something just you can kind of, I guess it's a point of reference, but it's something I truly see. It's just that there's something that
this is all long-winded bullshit is what this is. Let's see. Yeah. So let me find something else. So we didn't hit our super chat goal, but I have to do this. Like, I was gonna do this anyway, guys. Like, I don't do this. I don't really do this for super chats, even though I do appreciate any super chats. Let's see. See if I can find. We're gonna cover the Truth or Demons segment, and then I'll drop the link. You're such a long-winded, self-centered dick. That's exactly. Let's see. Oh, appreciate this normal chat. Yeah, it's probably normal for some people. Let's see here. Truth or Demons. Let's cover Truth or Demons. So, guys, when I interviewed Truth or Demons podcast, there were parts that I kept out because I wanted to cover some of it here and make amends properly. Don't repeat the same BS. And that's what he keeps doing. Keep on going on this feel sorry for me tour, Ryan, and not actually apologize to anyone. And you know what? I'm going to be on you about this, and I'm not going to let it go. And I know he watches my stuff. So, I mean, you know, like he can.
You're getting blocked, homie.
He can try and do that as much as he wants, but I'm going to be there, you know, and you need to just come forward and people need to speak out. But anyway, so I covered this I did this Truth or Demons interview and I cut this part out and I thought maybe you guys would like to hear it and I'll explain it just a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So this is Stevie from Truth or Demons podcast. Shout out to Truth or Demons podcast. And let me check the chat here. How do you participate in a super chat? My kids have let me. So if you, I mean, you don't have to super chat me, guys. But if you do, like if you look where it says chat, there's a little money sign thing, and you click on it, and it'll ask, do you want to give a super chat or a super sticker? Like my boy right here.
If you want to fuck me, Henry, just say that, bro.
Salute to Dust. Everyone liked the stream. My boy Henry Resilient. If there are any Power Ranger mods in the chat, please link Henry's channel in the chat. Thank you so much, Henry. Do you have the apologize soundbite? I don't think I have the apologize soundbite. Like I was given all these sound bites here. Like I got to memorize these. I'm new, guys. I'm new to this game. I thought I had the apologize. Well, that really sucks. Go block you, dagger. See, it should have been with all of the other, because I have them like everyone that does a soundbite, everyone that I have a soundbite for, they all have their own page here.
In the time where I needed you guys the most,
you know,
when I was broke, white out.
But yeah, so Shay put Henry's channel. Let's see. Everyone should super chat. I mean, It's always good when people super chat, just like you, Henry. Whenever you say, you don't have to super chat, you just need to do one thing, and that is like the stream, you know. And it does take time. It does take time, you know. And I'm on this streaming. I'm on the streaming game now. Yeah, that's Henry's channel. So yeah, I just gotta learn this because there's so many sound bites. Like I have like, so, and I gotta label them. That's my problem. So let's get into this. Let's move forward. Thank you, Henry, so much. This is Truth or Demons podcast, and this is a segment that I cut out, and I want you to hear what she says, and then I have something to show you guys, and then we'll drop the link. Okay.
Joe is the reason Nesper sent me cease and desist because they tried to make
Joe. Now, Joe, she's going to explain who Joe is.
Joe famous with a big lie, which I also debunked, saying he was present for the Lindley Street haunting. And when they had him on their show, they changed his name and said some names have been changed for people's privacy, but Joe's was the only one changed. And in 50 years, nobody had heard of this guy. Like I had people messaging me left and right saying, who is this guy? I've never heard of him. He wasn't at the house. He's not part of this case. So what I did was I screenshot his face and I put it in the Google reverse image search to see if it would pull up any of his social medias so I could figure out who he was and like disprove his story. And the first thing it showed me was his criminal sex offender report. And make money off a fake story.
So basically this, Ed Warren, they pretty much, they had this guy tell a story and say that he was a witness. And this dude is a PDF file. And he is the reason, guys. He is the reason why Stevie from Truth or Demons podcast got her cease and desist letter. The very first cease and desist letter right here was because she exposed this guy. You know, this guy is a registered offender. And am I worried that I'll get a cease and desist? I mean, they can go ahead and do that if they really need to. All I'm doing is just covering a story. So, but let me see if I can find this real quick. Oh yes. And it's this guy right here. It's this guy. He's actually on the list, guys. Like for all the Power Ranger people, like there's people that were accused of stuff, but they weren't like actually on the list. This dude's on the list. And this is why Truth or Demons got a cease and desist letter. And it's because she was like, no, look, Nesper was using this guy to, to tell their story. And this guy was going to events. Man, I hope they're, let's see, it says subject to registration. I know that for a Power Rangers convention, there was someone, Jason David Frank's son, who was accused of doing something similar like this. And I think like he needed to get permission to go to a convention. I wonder if this guy got permission to go to those conventions. Yeah, exactly. Let me see. If he's a registered offender, then it should be public knowledge on a registry. No need for a cease and desist. Exactly. And where is it? Oh, why did it delete it? But so, oh, I hate it when my computer does this. Give me a second, guys. But like this, let's see, this law firm represents Dan Rivera and blah, blah, blah. And basically it was just they're trying to say defamation. I don't really see it as that. They're just covering, like they're spreading awareness. You know, hey, all you conventions, did you you know, did this guy have to talk to the police to be able to be at your convention? It's just a simple yes or no question. Oh, look at Linda's boyfriend. Yeah. So, and the thing about this is, this guy right here has left comments on my videos trying to dox Stevie from Truth or Demons podcast. There are people out there that are trying to tell people where Stevie lives and, you know, give out all of her personal information, all because she showed this. So what's that tell you about the people that orbit some of these people? Stevie did nothing to warrant that legal letter. It is public info on the internet. Yeah, and it's public info right here on my channel. You know? Linda. People can explain Linda when I drop the link. But yeah, that's what this is. Let's just finish this out real quick.
Spoke with the author of the book who did all the research for that story. I spoke with neighbors. I spoke with a friend of the girl who was present at the story, Marcia Gooden. She was the main focus of that story. And her friend, the only friend she had, Rosemary, I spoke with her and she confirmed she never saw a little boy named Joey. Yeah, that's
Let's
what got
just run
me.
it back.
Okay.
Let's run it back. Let's listen to the whole thing, guys.
Okay, Joe is the reason Nesper sent me cease and desist, because they tried to make Joe famous with a big lie, which I also debunked, saying he was present for the Lindley Street haunting. And when they had him on their show, they changed his name and said some names have been changed for people's privacy, but Joe's was the only one changed. And in 50 years, nobody had heard of this guy. Like, I had people messaging me left and right saying, who is this guy? I've never heard of him. He wasn't at this, like, he wasn't at the house. He's not part of this case. So what I did was I screenshot his face and I put it in the Google reverse image search to see if it would pull up any of his social medias so I could figure out who he was and like disprove his story. And the first thing it showed me was his criminal sex offender report. And make money off a fake story. I spoke with the author of the book who did all the research for that story. I spoke with neighbors. I spoke with a friend of the girl who was present at the story, Marcia Gooden. She was the main focus of that story. And her friend, the only friend she had, Rosemary, I spoke with her and she confirmed she never saw a little boy named Joey. Yeah, that's what got me cease and desist. When I exposed that, Nesper was very angry with me. And that's when they had just kind of linked up with Get Haunted and they used Get Haunted's lawyer to send me a cease and desist.
So now you guys know. Now Stevie's talked about this. Like, she's talked about it on her channel. But not everybody, you know, Stevie's new to the YouTube scene. Like, she's done podcasts and stuff. But not a lot of people know about this. That's the reason why she got that cease and desist. And now she's dealing with people trying to dox her. You know, she says she's gotten 6 of these. Six of these cease and desist letters. And I mean, they haven't done anything more because they can't do anything more. All right, let me see here. Let me go back. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. People are messaging me. Tony Sparrow sure knows how to pick them. Yes, Tony Sparrow definitely. Tony Sparrow loves Stevie, you know. And he says people like us are gonna get what's coming to us.
Yeah, and Dan,
I'll play this real quick. This is how much I'm gonna show this, guys. I really want to showcase. I really want to showcase Tony right now. All right, this is what Tony thinks. Like, this is what Tony thinks of us.
Yeah, and Dan, when Dan used to say something, he didn't make up stories. You know, people say, "Oh, that never happened," or "This never happened." All I got to say to those people are, you know, go pound sand somewhere, because when you don't know someone, you don't know what they did, you don't know their background, you don't know how great of a person they really are, and then you badmouth them, or badmouth them after they pass away. To me, that's the lowest of the low. To me, that's like Ed would have said. If Ed Warren were alive, he'd say that person is lower than maggot shit. And you know, a lot of people are, and they get fulfillment out of making other people feel like shit, you know. So, but they're going to get there someday. Trust me. Karma is real. You may not even get it in this lifetime, but you'll get it. Okay, and it ain't fun when you ain't in the right place. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say. So a lot of these people better straighten out their act, or they're going someplace they're not going to be very happy with for eternity.
Oh, he says we're going to hell.
Because it exists. The afterlife exists. Heaven exists, and hell exists. You don't get off scot-free. You can't be an asshole for 75 years and then go right to heaven. You don't do that. You don't. And you don't badmouth other people and go to heaven. You don't. So, good luck, folks, for being assholes.
I will say there was one, you know, like I knew him a little bit, and then he came.
So pretty much, guys, Tony's just saying,
because you got my name in your mouth, you fucking clown.
I mean, yo, that's seriously how he acting right now. Like, you know, he's just treat, you know, he wants us.
Leave Amy alone, bro.
Wants us to leave Annabelle alone, you know, but we just, if we see something, of course we're going to cover it. Truth or Demons is all over it. And if I run across something, you know I'm going to cover it. So let me, really quick, I got to find it. We're getting ready. I'll be dropping the link soon, guys. You guys will be able to come up. And are you going to cover, are you going to see the final Conjuring movie for research purposes? Maybe. I don't want to. I know my friends have seen it. Be either the wrath of the man, the fruit, yeah. I know that Truth or Demons is going to cover it. I could cover it too. I don't know. We'll see. I'm definitely not going to pay the $50 for the damn popcorn. I can tell you that much. That's insane. $50 damn dollars for a Annabelle doll. You can. Oh my God! I wouldn't pay that. I wouldn't. Who the hell? Would you all put a one in the chat if you'd pay the $50 just so you can have that damn. Just so you can have that Annabelle popcorn thing that they're handing out. Because that's crazy. I definitely would not pay that. Put a one in the chat if you'd pay for that shit. Put a 2 if it's a hell no. I shouldn't make fun of Tony's shirt. I wear some questionable shit too. Yeah, everybody's got that. Everybody's got that shirt. Everybody's got that something. All right, I'm gonna play this song. I gotta use the bathroom really quick. I'm gonna play this song, and then I'll drop the link, and people can come up and people can give their thoughts on stuff. Okay. So let me get to this computer screen here. Y'all enjoy this song. It's you guys have heard it already, unless you weren't here in the beginning of the stream.
I'm Annabelle, the raggedy queen, not a demon, just a prop on your movie screen. Nurses gave me up, you passed me on to Ed and Lorraine, but the mag's gone. Lock me in a case, call it pleasure box. Tony spares my pimp, selling tickets by the flock. Fans pay cash just to stand and stare at a thrift store doll with some tangled hair. I'm not real, just like Lorraine's sight. I'm not real, like that bike crash hype. I'm not the devil, just fabric and thread. They built a circus round the lies they fed. People wanna touch me, yeah, I like it, but the Warrens made their money off the tales they spread. And they his part don't hunt, they don't chase the ghost. They do conventions, vacations, flex and boast. Ryan Buell tries to cloud chase me, but I'm just a doll sitting quietly, like that fire doll. I'm innocent, plain. Y'all the ones playing demon games. I'm not real, I'm Raggedy Ann. I'm not real, it's all part of the plan. Movies and myths, all smoke, no flame. Cash in the bank, but it's all just a game. Hey! Spilling facts, no spin. Truth of demons got my back within, but Tony sends cease and desist real quick, trying to silence the truth with that legal trick. Dust Productions coming through, no fear, exposing the lies they've been selling for years. So here I sit, stitch, smile, no soul, a raggedy doll with no evil role. Not a devil, not cursed, just TV hype, but I'll haunt your wallet when you buy that type. Oh, I'm not real, just like Lorraine's sight. I'm not real, like that bike crash hype. I'm not the devil, just fabric and thread. They built a circus round the lies they fed.
Okay, guys. So I have Henry, gotta hit these streets like the stream. Yo, I mean, Henry, he out there. He out there right now, you know?
In the time where I needed you guys the most.
Thanks for showing up, bro.
When I was broke.
But there's a link. So right here, for all the people who don't or who haven't done a StreamYard, you just click this link and you can come right up. I'll bring you up and you can give me your thoughts on the stream and what you think about what we talked about. If there's anything any of y'all want to say, and if nobody clicks the link, then we just gonna end it right here, you know? So the link has been dropped. I'm waiting for people to come up. So, but yeah, man. So how many of y'all have went to see the new movie? Did y'all think it was any good? Guys, the link has been dropped. You may click it at any time. Did y'all think it was any good? So like this is the link, the StreamYard link. Doesn't cost nothing. It's free. See, a lot of these people, they ain't brave enough. They ain't like the Power Ranger fandom, the Power Ranger peeps. They will click that link. If I was talking about Austin St. John, or if I was talking about oh, we got someone. We do have someone, guys. Here, let me switch to the StreamYard. See if this person is ready. He's getting ready. He's back there. I see him. He's a good friend of mine. He's getting that microphone that I got him all ready. He's smiling. He can hear me. All right, I'm going to bring you up. Other people, you can still click the link, guys. If other people click it, you can still click it. You'll be in the background. But, ladies and gentlemen, my friend, Drew Danger.
Hey, Jess.
What's up, Drew? How you doing, man?
I'm busy and tired and busy, but I'm making it work. And when I saw that you were streaming, when I found that out, I was like, I've got to show up for Dust because this is important, because I've been heavily supporting your videos. I've been sneaking and watching them and seeing what you're doing. And I remember when you told me you were going to do this, and I was like, you sure you want to do this one? And you were like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll support it. And you are doing a magnificent job. I'm enjoying your videos. Your interviews are great. I mean, it's you. So what else can we expect but nothing but quality from you, Dustin? You know, I congratulate you, my good friend, on doing this. And think about this, Dust. You're going to be the guy that cracks this completely and shakes just not the Annabelle story, but the paranormal world. You're going to turn it upside down and really get people thinking like, man, those guys are really out there doing this stuff, and it's not really so. And that's been the biggest thing. And also those movie contracts for the Conjuring stuff, you know, people are really gonna, you know, look at that in different ways now that this is out there. And that all comes from you. This was Dust's idea. He came up with this on his own and put this together, and look at what's happened.
Yeah, well, I'm not the first one to cover it. Stevie did. But, I mean, other people are coming forward with stuff. And, you know, that Eric Vitale interview did take off. And really quick, where is it? So, Melissa, if you click the link, it does bring you on video, but you can turn off your camera. You don't have to, no one has to cam up. Since it's my first stream back, like, you don't have to. Certain people, I might make you cam up. But let's see. Francis with the $9.99 super chat. Like the stream, or Annabelle will get you. Yeah, that's right. Everyone liked that stream. Yeah. So, I mean, Drew, is this really any different than anything I cover on Power Rangers? Honestly, the more I get into it, it's all this, like, especially when talking about this, like with the events and people not getting their money back, doesn't it it sounds a lot like The Order or something, doesn't it?
It's 100% to The Order. And not just that, but all those Power Ranger projects that were taking money and things never happened. So it's not different from that at all, which I guess there's just a connection that, like, you know, people try to make their money any way that they can, entertainment wise, if they can exploit things. So, you know, this is interesting. I've really been keeping up with this, and I'm like, oh man, what did Dust get now? Like, who did he get on the show? Because this is really interesting. I was telling my wife like about it, and she was even going, that's crazy. Like he's going out there doing. I said, yeah, it's really cool. And you know, I didn't ever know if you were ever going to return to any paranormal stuff. And I know we talked about it, and it blew my mind when you were like, hey, I'm going to do this. I was like, oh, wow. I thought you were okay, cool. Let's see you do this. So you've just been out there like making all sorts of leaps and bounds with this, man. I can't wait to see what's next and what other people come in and share stories about, and how much further this goes, because I think, like I said, I think it's going to change the whole paranormal thing, because we all remember when it was big a couple of years back, and all those people are going to be looking at things going, what is it, the paranormal activity and the ghost whisperers and all these different people that came out, ghost hunters, taps, and all this, like people are going to be looking at them times two and then going like, wait a minute, I bought a t-shirt from those guys. Those guys aren't real, and it's going to cause a lot of people to look at this stuff sideways, and the whole paranormal world is going to be upside down. So I don't know how this is all going to turn out, but I'd venture to say from what we've seen so far and what Dust, a lot of people are not happy about it.
No.
They're not happy with it.
People that are covering this, like Truth or Demons or Bushido or whoever, they're getting all this hate for exposing them and or allegedly exposing them. I have to say that. But
right.
I'm going to keep pushing forward. As far as doing paranormal investigations, for me, I think that's over. I think I have no problem covering this stuff and talking about it. It's just I did investigations for so long, and I've told you so many things that have happened. And a few other people in the industry know what happened. And it's just, I'm going to leave that aspect. We can still talk about it, so it should be fine.
No, and I think that's a good move, Dust, because, that stuff is kind of chancy. So I think you're moving in the right direction, but from it, you're doing something. This is really positive because you're telling people the truth about this stuff. Nobody wants to be in. You remember that movie, The Frighteners? Yeah. Michael J. Fox?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, he did his thing, but you remember he was working at like a business, with his little fake contraptions and stuff. You got to let people know about that because some people really dive lots of money into that thinking that they've got something going on. And realistically, some of these people are swindlers and, nobody wants to, see anybody get ripped off like that. If it's a grandmother, she thinks, some ghost is drinking milk out of her refrigerator or something like that. And these guys know it's not real. And then they go in and charge her a whole bunch of money. And then they just go, well, we'll watch it and, give us a few more dollars and we can figure this out kind of a thing. Like it's the shade of shade, the Landau Calrissian deal. You don't want that.
Yeah. People see those movies and then they start researching it and then they start bumping into videos like mine and some other people's. And then they're like, whoa. Like when they say something's based on a true story, like, there's going to be some fiction in there, but then they come to find out the parts that are supposed to be real is also made up.
See, that's the thing. And Dust, I don't know if you know this, but how much money are they pulling in on this movie franchise and the merchandising? Because I was just at Spirit Halloween with my wife and son, and they had Annabelle dolls all over the place, and they were charging a pretty good amount for them. People are buying them.
Millions.
See, that's the thing. People are gonna feel that they got ripped off. That this was not the true story. Like the whole thing, pretty much fabricated. And it's like they've been making all this money for all these years. And what blew me away was when you talked about that house where they store all that stuff, the place they have,
the museum.
And then they're like, that's fake, that's not real. And I'm like, oh man, they've just been doing the carnival trick for all these years and ripping off all these people taking their money. Those people have, if they're still around, have to be pretty embarrassed, about that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not just the Annabelle or Nesper, Ed and Lorraine Warren who have told all of these stories. It's all the other people that have run their little scams, alleged scams, like Ryan Buell, who faked having cancer, who I have exposed before. And, I just hope and pray that other people that were wronged will come forward. And like guys, you can click the link, you can turn off the camera, like it's fine. We have people from the paranormal community in here, so they're not really used to this. Mm-hmm. And some people just don't want to speak out,
No, I got you. And the guy that faked the cancer, he had that show. Was it Paranormal State, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch it when there was nothing on, and I would look at it way back when. But yeah, that guy he had his whole team and was really setting up a lot of things and all that. And so to have that come out, I mean, these guys aren't going to get any more TV contracts, but that thing kind of died out, right, Dust? Like people really aren't watching the shows like I remember a couple of years back.
Well, they say that it's from low ratings. Some people are saying it's because Zach from Ghost Adventures had those shows canceled because he wants to be the only show. But like I didn't watch Paranormal State for Ryan. I watched Paranormal State for my friend Serge, who was on the show. I watched the show for Katrina. I watched the show for Heather, who Melissa here has accused me of having a crush on. But I mean, whatever. That show's been long off the air and people kind of forgot about it. But here's Ryan with Annabelle, and people don't know what he's done in the past.
That's crazy. Dust, if I could ask, tell me about this Matt Rife thing. Like that was bizarre. Like I was like, isn't he that comedian guy that all the girls like and all that stuff? Like,
yeah,
break that down for me.
He became friends with Elton Castee, who does an online paranormal show, and he did some investigations with him, and he's obsessed with the paranormal, and so he decided that he would put in a bunch of the money to buy the Warren Museum, and now he wants to say he's the legal guardian of Annabelle, the demon that has the demon attached to it, which doesn't make any sense.
That sounds like a publicity stunt.
It does
to me.
It does.
I think sounds like it.
I think we'll see Annabelle on like one of his comedy tours.
As silly as that guy is, from what I've seen, I would not be surprised. There's obviously an angle to this, where they probably worked a deal. You will make this much percentage of that and do that. And, all you got to do is sell this kind of a thing. And that's pretty sad because there are some people really thinking that there's things going on in their lives and they hire these people or, get these people involved with them and they're just taking their money. I mean, they're no different than the, what am I thinking? The TBN people or something like that. Telling people to put their hand on the screen, all that stuff. And taking your grandma's money is like, Grandma, I just left you like $3,000. Like, what happened? She's like, I gave it to Benny Hinn. He took it. Right. And you're just like, why'd you give it to Benny Hinn? He said he could put his hands on me and get me walking. It's like, yeah, it's the same thing. They might as well just do a network together, at this point. I don't understand, Dust, after all these years, from Reverend Ike to all these different people, pie in the sky and all this stuff, how people have fallen for this stuff for so long and not questioned it. I don't know.
Yeah, it don't make no sense to me.
I'm feeling you on that.
I'm trying to, my chat is messing up. It's not. There's like the software is a little buggy.
Oh man.
Yeah, I've had a few glitches. It's actually YouTube. Like when I look at the back end, I can't see everything.
Is it the paranormal people hack the YouTube algorithm and system and they're shaking up your channel?
It's Annabelle. Annabelle's doing it. But
that's crazy. I remember because I saw the first movie and I didn't even want to see it. It was something like a friend wanted to go and my wife and I just wanted to go to the movies and we saw it. And I saw that doll and I was like, oh, that's a creepy looking doll. And then they showed the real one. It was some Raggedy Ann looking thing. I was like, that thing? I was like, I guess. I guess, she jumps up and, eats people's cookies in the middle of the night or whatever's going on. I don't know, but people have done that. I got hired when I was still doing investigations. We did paranormal stuff for just fun if we felt like we wanted to do it.
That's right. So let me. All right. So guys, guys, so Drew, he used to be a private investigator. Okay.
I was.
And so so you're saying that you've taken on some paranormal stuff just for fun. So, you tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Well, I had one friend, Corey. He had us come because apparently in their refrigerator, somebody was drinking beer. Their beer would disappear. Like they would put like a case of beer, and then they would come back like in the morning or something, and it would be all gone. And it wasn't the kids, and it wasn't them, and they didn't know what was going on. So we had gone down there and did some temperature checks and set up some cameras. We had the camera system, and we were like hanging out all night through the early morning, you know, trying to catch this beer drinking ghost. And it was the craziest thing I've ever heard. Long story short, we didn't see anything, and the beer did not disappear. So I don't know what happened there. And then we had one too, where this guy had called us and said the walls were bleeding at his house. And we drove up to the house, and I remember Rick looked at me, and he looked at the house, and he was like, "Yeah, we're not going in there." And he said no to that one. You know, there was all kinds of stuff because you know, in Southern California, especially in the high deserts and stuff, there's all kinds of weird occurrences that happen out there. There's like a couple hitchhiking ghosts out there. I had five friends in one car that got killed in one night on a 1-lane highway on 395. And it's right where you turn in to get to my parents' house. That's where the truck hit them when they tried to do, because it was a 1-lane and they tried to switch lanes and they didn't do it the right time. And it took, unfortunately, all 5 of them out. And it was right there. And it was always kind of eerie on Mojave Drive. So the high desert is like filled with this ghost atmosphere. Not to mention it's where Roy Rogers lived. So you have him floating around, and a lot of weird stuff happens out in the desert. There's a whole channel on YouTube called the Ghost of the Mojave. I think it was something like that. And they talk about a lot of that because like Chupacabra also hangs out in the high desert too. So a lot of people have talked about Chupacabra got their goats or their cows and things like that, you know. And there's a restaurant, Peggy Sue's Diner, that has a skin of the Chupacabra and a part of the skeleton. So they say.
I've heard of that restaurant.
Yeah, it's a weird restaurant. It's a weird little place, and the desert is filled with like little pick stops like that and stories. Because we went to the Barstow Graveyard at night, and we ran the cameras through there. Somebody saw something that was like, if you guys are familiar with Hill Spring Jack, which is it's kind of loosely based on what you could see of Jeepers Creepers, like something like that was going on in the part of the high desert. So people said, it was definitely weird, you know, and when you went to those areas, you definitely felt an uneasy feeling when you went, and it wasn't you psyching yourself out. Like you would be fine, and then all of a sudden you would fear something really, really strange. I also ran into some stuff in Tennessee in Henderson County when I was a kid. There was a lady that disappeared into the mist that was out there. So yeah, guys, I saw some weird stuff. What it means, I don't know. But my grandmother's house was built in the 1800s, and there was a standoff against the Night Riders, also known as AKA the Ku Klux Klan. There was a shootout there, and there was a lot of eeriness in that house. I will never go back to that house. My wife wants to see it. I refuse to take her. And we sold the house, the family did, because it was too much to upkeep it, so I don't have to worry about dealing with that house ever again in the middle of Henderson County, Tennessee. So
yeah, wouldn't want to either. But
No.
I got a couple more people in the background.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add, Drew? Anything else really quick?
Hey everybody, check out Dust. Follow him. He's worth it. He's amazing. He's great. He's one of the best guys I know. I love him to death, and I hope you're doing well, Dust, and you're blessed and everything's just going well.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
You take care.
You too.
All right. So we're going to bring up Donald. Donald, you there? You turn on your mic?
Yeah, I'm here. Just trying to get ready for before work.
All right. Yeah, getting ready for work. Get ready for a long shift tonight, huh?
Yes.
So what did you think about the stream? What's on your mind?
Oh, a lot of stuff's been on my mind. I mean, this whole Annabelle fake doll has been interesting to see. I kind of knew Matt Rife was kind of a little out there, just because even when you watch it, if you watch, he's been doing the whole paranormal thing with Zach and the crew for probably a few years. Yeah. So he's done a few appearances.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's all a show, man. The fact that a comedian just bought all that shit, it's the show.
Yeah.
Watch the show continue, you know.
Yeah, it's like even other. Love you. Oh, I was just saying, right. Tell me she loves me as I head out the door. But it's like every paranormal show just kind of goes out there for the funsies, and it just kind of fizzled out after a while. I remember when even before Ghost Adventures came on the scene, Ghost Hunters was the thing that everybody wanted to watch.
Yeah, it was Ghost Hunters and it was Paranormal State. So what do you think about Ryan and the people not getting their money back? Does this feel like it's the order to you?
I feel like it is. I mean that it's hard to explain that what. Kind of seems like they're just exploiting everything just for the fun of it. Yeah. Just because, like, ooh. And then, for me, it's like I grew up in near probably about 30-40 minutes from one of the most haunted towns in the United States.
Yeah.
And granted, yes, we actually legit had tours and stuff, but you could tell that some of those homes were maybe gave it the heebie-jeebies, or there's a couple of like little parks all over sporadically. So for context, I grew up near Atchison, Kansas. So it's right on the Kansas and Missouri, right there along the Kansas and Missouri River. And I've heard that the paranormal activity does tend to happen a lot easier on the water.
Yeah, they do say that. That's a thing.
So,
yeah,
and of course that is one of the. I think that's had one of the most viewed homes on homes in all those paranormal shows.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the places that are actually haunted are not well known, and the places that aren't are well known. It's just the way it is. But do you have anything else you want to add? I got someone else I need to bring up that I see.
Oh no, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, no, it's fine. Hey, I appreciate you watching. I seriously, I know you're from the Resilient Army, from the Henry Resilient. We're part of the Resilient Army, and hopefully Henry streams. I'm hoping either Henry, Francis, or reality streams tomorrow, because we got a reality stream before I streamed, and now I streamed.
No, I think Henry said he was going to stream Wednesday.
Yeah, so Francis, if you watch, and you should probably go live someday. But, yeah. Oh, you know what? While you're up, I might as well. So everybody, before I bring you up, the next guest. So everybody's been asking me to talk about this guy right here. You see him? Everybody's asking me to talk about this guy. Now, I've had beef with this guy. He doesn't like that I have this photo. He might not care anymore, but everybody wants me to talk about this guy. We've had beef. I've done videos on the past. People in the Power Ranger community know. This is Recon Ranger, or AKA I call him Recon Ranger. I'm going to be doing a live stream on the 11th, and I'm going to talk about everything that's been happening. So everybody will have to tune in for that. And now I do want to say, hold on, because I got to put this picture down. Sorry, I don't want to break my recon picture. But I also messaged this guy to see if he will come up, Brent Pham, on the 11th, and he has not told me yes or no either way yet. But we will see.
Probably because of all, since you are a big part of the resilient army, you kind of, how do I put it? You've definitely contributed to the keep Brent off Henry stream.
No, I paid to keep Brent on because people like controversy. I paid to keep him on, and everybody else paid to keep him off. Now, do I think that he should have been off for a while? Yeah. Do I think that he should have been gone this whole time? No, because even Francis said she misses like arguing with Brent. So I'm offering, Brent, if you're watching, I'm offering, come up on the 11th. But I gotta go because
you're offering the olive branch at least.
I am, and we'll see if he accepts. But I appreciate you coming up. I got someone else I gotta bring up. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you in Henry's in his next chat and on the next live.
Of course.
All right, man. Take care. You have a good night at work.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So we have our next person. We have Melissa. What's up? Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yep, I sure can. How you doing tonight? What do you think of tonight's stream?
Well, I think it was good. I wish that you weren't an hour ahead of us because we're getting old and it's getting late. So
that's why I streamed it. That's why I streamed at like 6. I'm like, I should probably, because everybody else that normally watches my friends' live streams, they're watching till like midnight my time. But I'm like, nah, y'all ain't gonna play that game, so it's fine.
No, it was great, and just kudos to you and to Stevie for kind of diving in and doing the research on this. I think it's good that you guys are chipping away at some of the things that the public, especially nowadays, may not know.
Yeah, people are slowly finding our videos, and that's the goal. We're just trying to spread awareness. We're trying to let people find out the truth about all this stuff with Nesper and Annabelle and everything with Ryan Buell. And, all we can do is just cover it as it comes. And as more people come forward, then we can cover more.
But no, I think it's good, and I think more and more people are going to continue to find the videos, and it's good. I think people should be well informed. Anyone who purchases anything should be well informed on what they're getting themselves into or what they're contributing to.
Yeah, definitely. Like, why would you, like, people that are supporting Ryan that don't know his past? Maybe they had someone who passed away of cancer, and they may not like so much that he faked it, and they don't know.
I think for me, the most infuriating thing about that is there are some blind followers that know his past and they continue to support him. And that's beyond a stage of healthy. That's almost like a cult. this point.
Evil finds evil, you know. That's unfortunately, you're gonna run into a bunch of people that ain't really gonna be down with what you're doing, and then you're gonna find these low lifes that are gonna contribute, you know.
And, you know, I think there's probably not a person out there who hasn't been touched in some way, shape, or form by cancer, either a loved one or a friend. And, you know, just kind of supporting someone who would lie about that or fake that is pretty despicable. So,
Right. Truth or Demon says, "Hi, sorry I haven't been feeling well today. Thank you for covering my story." And hi, Melissa.
oh, hello.
Right. We got some people in the paranormal community watching. It's a good thing.
I think there's more than watching than are speaking out, but I love Truth or Demons, and I think Stevie's research is truly impeccable, and I hope that she never gives up the good fight, you know?
Yeah, to me as a content creator, Stevie, Truth or Demons, she's content. That's what, like, the stuff that she covers. I could do so many reaction videos to her stuff, and I might do that. And of course I'll shot, you know, it's getting her content out even more. I actually I might be going on her platform. We're trying to work it out.
Well, I hope that happens, because the interview with the Truth or Demons podcast was fantastic, and I love the fact that there's, you know, people preached for years about this pairing unity, and it was kind of a joke because it's a very cutthroat, very saturated industry. But you two truly seem to be helping each other as well as other people that are affiliated with you, and that's refreshing.
We're trying. Hopefully more people reach out. I'm going to reach out to some of the other content creators that are covering and debunking, and see what I can do to help and chip in, because, you know, people that are in the industry that maybe I've covered in the past, you know, they love it when I cover them. You know it. I'm just the pain in their ass that won't go away. So.
I like it. I was actually just trying to think of, there's a song, and it's probably not your style of music, but it just reminded me of the song "I'm the Albatross." So keep up the good work, and thank you for touching tonight on the fact that I tried to post a comment on an interview that was supposed to be about exposing the truth, and I was stifled. So thank you for letting people know, and hopefully they find it and they can see it, because
Melissa, you know, I've been waiting to cover that. You know that, like, we've talked about it. Definitely. And of course, you know, I doubt anyone will respond. We know Ryan ain't gonna respond. He's just gonna punch the air watching this. We know Chad isn't gonna say nothing. He's just gonna not let comments go up on his videos when he should absolutely approve them. And you know, I'll give Chad a chance. Come on my platform. You want to defend yourself? Come on my platform. You're not going to.
I would really love to see someone that had a direct link to those darker days come up and speak. So I have my fingers crossed that that will happen, whether it be they're against you or behind you. I think it should be done regardless, and it will be interesting when it happens. So I have faith it will happen.
And you know, people think like, all right, so I've really talked a lot of stuff on Ryan and Chad. And so they would think if I do an interview that I would just completely act that way if I'm interviewing them. No, I would give them a fair shake. It would be an interview exactly like I did with Truth or Demons, just like I did with Eric Vitale. I mean, I'm going to ask you the tough questions, but I'm going to give you a fair shake, but I doubt they're going to do it.
Well, I hope it does happen. I think it needs to. It's long overdue, and yeah, I know that about you, that you would give everyone a fair shake, but maybe they don't. Who knows? We'll see if anyone steps up.
I guess we'll see. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming up, Melissa. I really do. We'll talk soon. And yeah, I really appreciate it. Tell Serge I said what's up, and I hope he's doing good.
He is. He's here. He just, like I've said before, he doesn't. He's very shell shocked, and understandably so. So
absolutely,
he's keeping his distance from all things of this nature for the time being.
And Serge, I tread it as lightly as I could, and I hope everything's cool. So
everything is cool, and like I said, keep fighting the good fight.
Yep, I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
Bye.
All right, take care. All right, guys. So that is it. That is the stream. I hope you all enjoyed it. Yeah, Chad. Dude, none of these. They ain't brave enough. I really would give them a fair shake. If you come on this platform, I will ask you legit questions, hard questions, but you'll have to answer them. I won't attack you. Like, it's true. Shoot me a message on Instagram. The link to my Instagram is in the description of this live stream. Or you can find me on Facebook. You could leave a comment. But yeah, so let me see. I mean, that's all I got, guys. I want to find something really quick. I want to end on something. Hang on. This is the one thing that I definitely didn't. Here it is. All right, guys, we're going to end on this. And it's a poem from Jason David Frank. And it's called The Fall. And I hope you guys enjoy it. You guys have a great night. My next stream is on the 11th. And it will be Rican Ranger, Power Ranger related. And then I will bounce back into the paranormal stuff. Okay? All right. All of you have a wonderful, wonderful night.
Fall. It's been a while since I wrote. I'm sure at times everyone has moped. But this ain't me. I don't want to go back to where I was. All I can do is pray and hope. Shake it off, but when I do, my mind says, nope. I mean, how do I deal with this? How do I even cope? I don't want to slide, but it is a slippery slope. I'm struggling, I'm grabbing, I slip because I missed the rope. My emotions are overflowing like a waterfall. The words I speak are positive. Well, at least I think they are. Overall, with stress occurring regularly, it's too fast. It's a hand-side. Emotions are throwing like a curveball, but how can you even breathe when the air feels like ethanol? I mean, I want to fight back my mind. I want to brawl, but when I punch, I'm on the ground. I mean, I see the takedown. I begin to sprawl, but I miss. All I can do is crawl. Then I disappear. I'm gone. And it's just me staring at the ceiling wall. I mean, people can see my pain. You can see it in my eyeball. The sun would shine, but the darkness moves in, becomes a rainfall. I'm all over the place, like a human pinball. So I delay and I begin to stall. Please, God, take my hand before I fall.